and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang. And that's you for being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Boss Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish. The Bruce Wayne of this ish. The King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly. The Notorious One, new world order, a.k.a. Mr. Coach Ling, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Manila in the Philippines with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, every Filipina's fantasy, and the whole Filipina fucking show. I'm the CEO, Nigero, of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The Penas love to call me Mr. Third Leg.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Also, the man with one trabajo, that is the Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the Anointed One. All right, shout out to the Anointed One out here. Where's my Anointed One sound effect? It's not here. All right, there it is.
Acknowledge me.
Indeed. The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist. Is my internet still messed up? The internet. What's going on, man? All right, what's going on with my internet? My internet's jacked up. Sorry about that. But anyway, what was I talking about? I was still doing my internet. My intro. The Anointed One. The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolate of Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game. But in case you forget those names, just call me CGA, See God Allah, the main event, and I'll be the 14th time the monetized champion of YouTube. All right, we got a great show for you today. I see my internet's a little bit messed up. All right, that's terrible. What's going on with my internet? All right, the Filipino internet. Okay, we got a great show for you lined up. Don't worry, my Filipino internet is not. I mean, this is what happened at the end of the show. They're after me already over here. Maybe it was that Oriental thing that I talked about. Was it the Oriental thing that got everybody missed off and pissed off? Anyway, we got a great show for you lined up today. We're going to give you an update on the Cassie Ventura situation. She apparently has gone AWOL, and there we go right there. She's gone AWOL, and she doesn't want to get served her papers. All right, let me see here. Let me see if I can pull this up. She doesn't want to get served papers in a lawsuit connected to the Diddy case. Yes, indeed. Did he do it or did he not do it? All right, let me see if he can switch cameras and see if that helps out. All right, see if that helps out a bit. All right, apparently she skedaddled and she doesn't want to get sued because she wants to get rich. All right, somebody wants to get rich off of her being a victim in the case, but indeed a man claims he is a bigger victim in the Diddy case, and he wants his money from Cassie. Why does he want his money from Cassie? All right, we're going to talk about that. We talked about it before, but we're going to give you an update on that particular case because, yeah, it's interesting. There's her dodging service, and we're going to tell you what that means. All right, so anyway, shout out to you. I see the camera didn't change the situation. Let me see. The camera didn't change the situation. What does this mean? Oh, no, I don't want to do this. There's something on my screen that I was going to touch, and I don't want to touch it. All right, but the camera view did not change a damn thing. All right, but let me see if we can do that. We'll go back to that camera view. All right, and we also have a man that proves in real time that men and women cannot be platonic friends. All right, do you guys know what the platonic friends are. Do you believe that men and women can be platonic friends? All right, I don't know. We're going to have to put that to a vote later on in the show to see if you guys actually believe men and women can be platonic friends. All right, I don't believe so. All right, I don't want to spoil it, but I don't believe that you guys can be special friends. And a lot of guys try to avoid the friend zone altogether. Like if you have a romantic interest in a woman and she has only an interest in you being friends, a lot of men will say, well, I don't want the friendship, and they won't associate with the woman. Now, a lot of women will be like, why? Okay, why won't you associate with us? Even though you're a friend, you at least get the benefits of her being a friend. All right. And then they're like, you should be associating with the woman still, even though you can't have a romantic interest. Right. You know, that is a common conversation where women believe that men are weak because they don't want a situationship with women or a friendship. Right? Do you believe that men and women can be platonic friends? All right. I'm going to ask you that later on in the show. All right. So anyway, we got that. But to contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious one CGA on the Cash App. It is the $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Let me get those sound effects. Where is it at? New world order. All right, we'll try to get through a show here. We're trying to get through this show. Matriculating the ball downfield. All right, let me see if I can do something to make a correction here. All right, maybe you will just hear my voice at the end of the day. The day ends. Okay, I'm looking at this real quick. Okay, I got that. You can take that down. All right, let me see if I can do this. Oh, there we go, right there. All right, maybe we do the show like this. All right, until otherwise, let me see what it looks like now that it's just the icon. It's just the icon. New world order. I'm on plug-in internet too. All right, I'm on plug-in internet. Plug-in internet is bugging. All right, but I'm at the 5011th floor and it's raining outside. Maybe the weather has something to do with it. Maybe it's the weather. All right, whether or not we get good internet. But it's still going to be a good damn show. Maybe it'll be a short show. All right, what are we doing here? Do you want to see me doing that? The Bruce Wayne of this ish? Yeah, you want to see the Bruce Wayne of this ish talking right there. All right. Anyway, it's going to be a great fucking show. What are we doing here? Let me see if I can skip ahead over here and get that. Okay, it looks better without the camera. All right, it looks better without the camera. All right, there you go right there. There's CGA, the Bruce Wayne. New world order. All right, anyway, we're going to get a show in no matter what. We're going to get a show in. Anyway, let's see. All right, anyway, fuck it. Let's do it. Let me see if I get some earlier contributors in today's show. If we do. Oh, where's my phone? All right, that means I can get up and move around. I don't know where my phone is. Hold on. All right, because I need that phone. I'm a professional here. I need that phone just in case I get any alerts here. And the Ling tour is going well, by the way. Okay, so with that being said here, let's see. I don't think we have any contributors to today's show. Nobody got notifications today. It doesn't matter if you got notifications. Let me log in over on the Pay Pills real quick as we're doing it live. And we'll still give you a great show. At least we'll give you some information to help you out. Okay, we're logging in. Give me a second here, just logging in. Now I can do stuff like walk around since I'm not on screen. Okay, let me see here. We got Hustle every day. Okay, hold on for a second. Yeah, we got Hustle every day, says Coach. I think it's time to do another show on all the different forms of consent. He says, I'm going through old shows and came across the Belichick and his girlfriend show, and you touched on the subject, but it's time to teach a class on female consent because it's always changing. It's always ever changing. That's why a lot of people can't get ahead of the game in terms of what men or women are doing because they're constantly moving the needle, right? They're moving the goalposts, I should say. And so it throws men off guard because what will happen is, and a prime example of this is that you now know that women are leaning out of the employment workspace. Okay, these are all things that I predicted, by the way, but they're now leaning out of the workspace, meaning that at one particular point, they value being an employee, girl boss culture. You had the hashtag Me Too kerfuffle, the massive confusion centered around that, women wanting to have employers lean in to promote them up in the business culture, in corporate culture. Now, because the economy has changed, women are leaning out, right? You're having the soft girl era, the era of women not wanting to push up to be girl bosses. They don't want to hustle anymore. So they don't want that lifestyle anymore. And so they're kind of giving up on the corporate culture and wanting to be more feminine and soft and not working, 10 hours a day. So it's an interesting dynamic because men catch up slow. Men don't adapt very well. And as a result of them not adapting, they get confused because by the time they even think about adapting, the women change on them or their mindset changes or the culture changes. And so men can't keep up. And this is where the confusion is leading. But once you understand what the purpose is, then you won't be confused. So yeah, consent changes. I showed you the consent tree. Remember the consent tree? All right. Insane amount of things that will be considered non-consensual relationships. But anyway, shout out to No Government Name says, just to let you know, your last local stream still hasn't uploaded. Okay, this was yesterday. I think it finally uploaded. He says, I know it's a locals issue, but it's unfortunate that I couldn't see it. Continue enjoying the Lings. I think it finally did process, and it's a locals issue. I know people were like, upload the stream. Bro, I don't know, man. Sometimes y'all think I got too much damn power. I don't know what the hell y'all be thinking. By the way, No Government Name, that's a co-sponsor too. All right. Ninjas think I'm a robot sometimes. I'm convinced that men think I'm a robot. Like men think I just be sitting behind this computer all day and I got all this power to do this stuff. And I'm constantly not trying to do stuff just to piss y'all off. All right. So what happened on locals is that sometimes these platforms, and you guys know I have a million platforms. Sometimes these platforms have their own issues. Like for instance, I'm having my issue with the internet here in Manila. And what happens is the platforms that have their issue that they got to work for, they got to work through it. So I do a stream and then normally it processes and it uploads within an hour. Well, locals was having an issue processing videos and I had nothing to do with it. So I went about my life. Dudes were like, upload the stream. Like I had the power to just defeat the whole process over there. Like I could just upload it. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't, I was just not uploading it to piss you guys off. All right. So, it's kind of weird like that. Patreon works that way sometimes because I work through another alternative site. YouTube works like that. Instagram, and I got 15 to 20 platforms to worry about. I don't have time to be like, doing this and managing that. I let it work out. So dudes think I'm a robot. They be like, CGA, do this, CGA, do that. Like I'm sitting there like, all right, yeah, I'm just sitting here pressing buttons for your entertainment value. So anyway, yeah, I think it finally uploaded for the people who were looking for the Sunday stream. But anyway, enough about that. Let me check over on the PayPal. That was from yesterday, but of course he was trying to view it today. Plus, I'm on a time difference. It is 9 a.m. here in Manila. That's why it says good morning. And I'm having the stream during my evening hours because it's pretty tough to stream during your morning, which would be my midnight. So it does get tough to plan it, to have the energy. And then, of course, it's like,
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
You know what I mean?
What kind of fuck you give me?
I'm not about to put my Lings on ice for you niggas. You know what I mean? It's like,
what kind of fuck you give me?
Because, when it's like midnight. I got action going on here on the Ling tour. And last thing I'm thinking is firing up a stream for y'all. All right. I'm like sitting over here like, yo, in the middle of clapping cheeks. And I'm not going to be clocking out for you niggas. To be like this. Like, you know what? It's morning time in the United States. Let me kick this Ling out of bed. Hell nah.
What kind of fuck you give me?
I'm in the middle of clapping cheeks, nigga. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
I'm in the middle of fucking massive amount of Filipina sea Mexican. I'm not about to put my sea Mexican out of the hotel room for you niggas. Okay. Because I'm like, oh, it's 12:15. Perhaps I'll jump online. Perhaps not. All right.
I cook, I suck, I shut the fuck up.
And this yesterday, I had a hold on for a second. This is the time right here. Hold on, let me time this shit. Here we go.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Yeah, that's what time it is. Okay.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I ain't cutting my fucking stroke short so I can jump on a live stream for you niggas in the morning. All right, fuck out here. Anyway, that's crazy. Woo. Woo. But yeah, man, I'm like, shit, I could go another round. All right, she out there with her ass out in the bed. I'm like, hey, man, fuck them niggas. Let's see here. How many marriage offers do I have? Oh, what happened? Did I get cut? Or am I still here? Is this thing on? All right, are we still on? I don't know, man. Somebody said, how many marriage offers? I do have, man, these Lings get attached pretty fast. They get attached pretty fast. Like, that's the one thing that I wouldn't tell you about is that if you come out here, it is going to be, I don't know, man, you could be an ugly nigga and come out here and do well. But they get attached pretty fast. It depends on how you're dealing with them. They could get attached very fast. And you would have to determine why that is. Everybody's obviously going to say money. But I'm going to just tell you, man, all women have money issues. All women are with you for money. And it's sad that men constantly that constantly is the conversation. All women have an economic reason to be with you, I should say. And with the Philippines, the Filipino women get that moniker and the Thailand women get that moniker is because, you know, you're talking about poverty. Okay. So they see 6,000 pesos in you and they're hooked. And of course, when you hit that bottom and yeah, you know, when you give them that fat Johnson pause and you folding them up. All right. I had a 4'8" one in here, you know. Yeah, it's definitely.
What kind of fuck you give me?
It's definitely going to be about that. But they also, you know, they got their own issues. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, that's the Mexican part of the Sea Mexicans. It's a tough thing. So I had some ones, they was chasing me down. Luckily, I got security at my hotel. All right, anyway. And she basically was like, so it was a love fuck. And you're like, no, it was a money fuck. All right, it was not a love fuck.
American people, 8 kind of fuck. Love fuck, hate, makeup fuck, drunk fuck, body fuck, pity fuck.
Yeah, it was not love fuck. All right. And stop saying the word fuck.
What kind of fuck you give me?
I know. Anyway, let's get to the show, man. We got straggles and sniggles. All right, here we go. Let's get some straggles and sniggles.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me. You can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky. Come get high with me. That's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Just give it a like. Straggle Sniggle Theater, we have a woman here. You guys, oh, man, we're going to go back to the great 1980s, gentlemen, from the 1980s, where a lot of people will say the 80s were better. The 80s were better, but let's take a look at what dating was like before internet dating and dating on dating apps. All right, let's take you to the Instagram portfolio called VHS Dating. Okay, not everybody dated like this in the 1980s, but there were people who kind of used dating matchmaking services to find mates. All right. They had pen pals, matchmaking services. And what people would do is they would go to a studio, especially in places like California, all right, in New York, and they would go to the studio and they would record a video and the person would ask them questions and then they would respond to it. So there were some people who did this. Now, this wasn't popular, but it was actually started to create a TV show called Love Connection. For the people who remember those days, the Love Connection days. Well, this is a video, a prime video of a woman from the 1980s dating services. Let's take a look at the cringeworthy women of the 1980s.
Ideal man doesn't play the drums, doesn't stay late at the bar, does what he says and says what he does not get a fancy lawyer that the other person can't afford if things get weird. My name's Gwen. I am divorced. I have 2 kids, and I will not ever regret having those 2 kids, okay? So that's really important for me to tell anyone who's listening. I type 110 words a minute. I actually can type faster, but I keep a little bit for myself. I blew out my knee jazzercising, so I don't want a guy that's too active. My best qualities? I own a timeshare. My favorite way to unwind is with a Virginia Slim and a big scoop of cottage cheese, half a tomato. Why I want to find love is I just think that everybody deserves a second chance. I want to go to the PTA with somebody, not just myself. Oh, there's Gwen. She's divorced. Oh, did he run away with his secretary? I left. A great first date with you would be 2 words. Benny Hanna.
And let me tell you, from the people who don't know, because I'm going to talk about this later on. I hope this is AI, but I'm going to talk about this later on about how the 1980s and the 1990s, as an old man like myself, how I can tell you that times have changed significantly. I'm going to tell you something. That woman that you're looking at is 38 years old. All right. I'm going to tell you, it's no more, no less. 38 years old. Now, you guys think I'm lying, but you're going to say, well, she got 2 kids and 2 divorces. People got married young and had kids young. Okay, I'm going to tell you, she's probably 38 years old. She probably no more than 38 years old. Okay, because she got 2 kids, 2 marriages. A lot of people get married at 18 to 20. Okay, but this was before Botox and the miracles of modern science. Look at her hair. This is crazy. And she still thinks she got it too. She still thinks she got it. And she is all worn out. And the crazy thing about it is she mentioned the lawyers thing. I hope she doesn't, he doesn't have a lot of money to hire lawyers in case things get weird. Oh, yes, things are going to get weird with her. And you already can see it in their eyes. This does give you an indication of the quality of type of people that would go to a matchmaking services in the 80s and 90s. Weirdos, AKA what people thought internet dating was in the early parts of internet dating. So Match.com in 2007, people thought that if you were dating on a matchmaking service like Match, that you were a weirdo. Now, by the time Tinder and Bumble came around, there was less stigma around it because of the hookup culture. But yes, that's the 1980s for you right there. Typical 1980s. Benny Hanna was the peak. Benny Hanna's was the peak place to take a woman on a date. If you take her to Benny Hanna's, you were in there like swimwear. Oh, the humanity. All right, man, the 1980s for you. Yes, I've been in the 80s. I didn't date in the 80s. I dated in the 90s, but yeah. All right, Straggle Sniggle Theater. One of the reasons why I tell you to have a no strag policy. When you have a no strag policy, you will have better success in mate selection. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but it will be better. We have a woman, it's a strag. Her name is Budget to Success. Apparently, she has an Instagram page that wants to talk about being successful. But listen to what this woman says. POV, my type when dating is a refurbished gangster. Oh, the humanity.
Nikki. I come to the conclusion that I need a refurbished gangster. I need someone that used to be in the streets, someone that's about that life, but you change your life around. You watch my 6, I watch your 6, that you could protect me physically, make me feel safe, and you know how to put it down, and put me in my place. Wow. Sometimes you gotta chuck me up a little bit and say open wide, and I'd be like, yes, daddy. Wow. But I need you to have a relationship with God. I need you to be able to pray over me, Jesus. To pray over us, to lead us, to guide us, and to cover us. That used to be my type. Then I changed and I got a square. That still didn't work out. So meet me in the middle. Okay. That's what I want, a refurbished gangster.
I like to get dominated.
Okay, so we got Get 'em Daddy season out there. She said, choke me, whoop me, spank me, tell me to open wide. I've been trying to tell you guys, man, a lot of this is a lot of women, and they just don't verbalize it. But she's ready to get that okay daddy going shit on here. I don't even know where my okay daddy sound effect.
Okay, daddy.
There it is right there. And of course, she wants you to be about the Lord, aka Tupac with a degree. AKA Lil Wayne.
Okay, daddy.
A good gangster until you go gangster on her forehead. So this is crazy, man. Look, this is what happens when you get involved in what the Bible calls this sex before marriage, because then you start having unrealistic expectations about the guy that you can get. So she still hasn't found this guy. She's found one guy over here, a square, a lane, and then she's found the other guy, the real gangster. She wants the refurbished gangster. okay, who still has the gangster qualities and wants a gangster bitch.
Okay, daddy.
Okay. And then also doesn't go gangster on her. He's about gangster and about the Lord. All right. But yo, man, and here's the deal. The 80-20 rule proves a lot of niggas be smashing that. That's why she knows. She said it ain't that good on the other side.
Half holy, half hood. Let me know below.
Half holy, half hood. And take a look at that chipmunk. All right, take a look at that. I never met a black muskrat before, but there she is. All right, and here's the ladies, just so you guys know, this went feral. This definitely went feral. And we are so delusional, and laughing emoji, meaning that, yes, while you believe that they're going to learn, they're not going to learn. Okay, they know what they're doing out here is a mess. Now, when they play a victim, this is why I tell you, never believe them.
Okay, daddy.
This is why when I tell you, they're choosing who they want to mess up their lives with. They're choosing it. Never feel sorry for them. So we all are looking for the same guy. Got it. No wonder it feels like Hunger Games. This is when that black man yesterday in my comment section, he was trying to disagree with me, but he has to agree with me ultimately. Is that, listen, they're saying there's a shortage of men, but there's not a shortage of men. There's a shortage of men that they want to look for. There's not a shortage of men. And it says right here, what's crazy is I prayed for this same thing and God gave them to me. It took 20 years, but I got them. 20 years.
Okay, daddy.
We're the best cause. Wait, we're the best cause. Not because. All right, we're the best cause. You get the best of both worlds, the edginess with the God-fearing, perfect mix. My ex told me I want a YN who reads James 5. Okay, here we go right here. I have me one of these. The Lord answers prayers, and I'm never going back. A protector covers us in prayer, respectful, kind to me and our children. Please don't test them, though, LOL. And let me see, man. So we are just all asking God for the same person. And by the way, these are all your black women, by the way. You guys keep constantly worrying about changing their opinion. These are all sisters that are talking in here. Reform guys are usually strict. So if you're not ready to meet your own potential, don't cry, don't beg. Okay, so she basically saying, watch out. He's not going to be an easy person to walk over. Okay, there you go right there. There's your black women that you think are going to get it at one particular point. They're not going to get it, brothers. Anyway, we got more Straggle Sniggle Theater. We were just talking about this gentleman yesterday. His name is King 6'8", the Grizzate. King 6'8", the Great is on here. He's going to make an appearance. Apparently, a hater found him in real life. All right, this is one of those things. When you're out recording as a content creator, you do have to watch out because your haters will find you. Apparently, the person is forever banned, locked in King. Found 6'8" the Great in person and confronted him. Do you think he's a hater or do you think he was right? He basically says if 6'8" the Great was not 6'8", he would get no hoes. Okay, here we go.
Back to you, King. Just know if you wasn't tall, you wouldn't be getting no hoes.
I'm trying to see something. Wait.
The only reason why you get hoes is because you tall, nigga.
Oh, man.
I would. If I was so high, I would get all the hoes. You don't even believe in yourself. You're supposed to get hoes no matter if you tall or short.
Wait. I'm trying to see.
All right, so let me stop here. Let me stop it right here. Okay, interesting here. It's also interesting to see the behind the scenes is that there are people behind the scenes of 6'8" the Great, which we are telling our social media content creators on our money mindset that this is always the case. There's not one person that is just a one personality, a one-man show. The only person is CGA is a one-man show. I've been managed to do this one man. So I talked about this yesterday. There are people who are shorter, his homeboys that are behind the scenes, and they're the ones kind of recording the content and this type of thing. So there's the shorter version of King 6'8" the Great, who sometimes he tries to pass on some of the girls to, and they don't want him. But the funny thing is he's standing up for 6'8" the Great while he is 5'8". Talking about confidence. If you had confidence, you would get hoes. But interesting. And there's another tall guy next to him. I don't know if he's collabing, but there's another tall brother next to 6'8" the Great as well. So this is an interesting dynamic where you get to see King's content from the other side, and then also look at what this man is saying. Is he hating? Now, the women in the comment section, they're defending 6'8" the Great. But let's play the rest of the video here.
I'm trying to say something.
I get that. If he was 6'8" when he get home, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If this nigga was 6'8", keep it a buck. The way he looked, you would be scary if you was my height. The way you look, you would be very scary.
I'm not gonna lie,
That'd be real serious.
you
would look like you would look like I see, but I don't like you. I gave you respect. I know it's no.
But everyone calls.
All right, so there's the other short guy next to him, and to be fair, he probably not that short. Okay, so I called him 5'8" the Great, but if you look at him, he probably is a good 6 feet tall, maybe 5'11", 5'10", but he looks short next to 6'8" the Great. You can understand that.
You have a seat. I've never seen your parents left. You have to argument this shit? Nigga, I didn't see you. I'm talking about Balenciaga. I'm talking about the real shit.
Balenciaga.
Why is going on? They don't let nobody go to the Rick Owens and have a seat. That doesn't mean you're fired. That doesn't mean you got it. That doesn't mean you're tripping. You got it. That doesn't mean you're tripping. Hey, but look. You got it. Respect to you, King.
All right, so is he hating on this one? Do you think he's being a hater on 6'8" the Great related to this one? I'll put up a poll on this on Straggle and Sniggle Theater because this is interesting. Is he hater? Is he being a hater right there? And the women in the comment section are defending it. All right, hater. All right, no, he's right. All right, we'll put that right there. And there could be a mix, all right, of he's hating, but he's right. All right, let me see here. We'll put up the poll there for you to vote on that one. But I thought that was very curious conversation right there of being in real time, being confronted about the very issue that a lot of people, specifically men, have to say about that. I do want to read some comments here just so you can see it. And okay. And it says, wait, what was the reason? Okay, he violated you. Okay, they're defending 6'8" the Great there. They always come for his height and how much women he get. That's envy in real time. Okay, that was believe a man. And then this woman says, I can't believe y'all having this conversation in front of the women in question. All right, them hoes don't matter. Okay, you ate that. He had his tall ass mad. Okay, Adam hitting the dance at the end, laughing my ass off. But did he lie? Okay, that was a woman asking, did he lie? And another guy says, I ain't gonna lie, it's the truth. Another woman said, niggas height, I think this is a guy, niggas height be their only personality. Okay, so they're coming for 6'8" the Great right there. Grown man arguing outside of who looks better. Okay, anyway, where are the women at defending this? Sad, all this carrying a purse and wearing layered beaded necklace. All right, there's some people out there. So people are interesting about this. This is an interesting conversation. All right, what is the early vote saying? All right, hating, but hater is up the #1 right now, and hating, but he's right is #2. All right, interesting dynamics right there with the 6'8" the Great. All right, but anyway, nonetheless, that's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater back here. We got a great show for you today, even though we don't have the camera up. And by the way, that does affect viewership, because people like to see me. This does also come into question. A lot of people on the money mindset asking if being faceless content. Look at that. All right, look at that. That's crazy right there. All right, so we'll take that down. Is faceless content better than non-faceless content? All right, is it better to be on camera? There it is right there. This is going to be an example. Okay, who wants to watch this? Nobody wants to watch that. So anyway, enough about that. And viewership does get affected severely when you're not on camera. It does, because people don't, they want to see old CGA. They want to see my goofy ass face. They want to see my handsome ass face, don't they? Yes, they do. All right, Callie West says, when you see CGA, warn a brother. Get it? Warn a brother. He says Tinder has officially turned into Save Her. Check out locals on how to avoid old hoes expecting relationships on these dating apps. Salute to Cali, West Miami. All right, they're actually probably defending older women. Interesting. We have Trinisha says, I hate that men think we all want to be girl bosses. I joked about becoming a housewife in my 7th grade math class, and my male Korean teacher called in a conference with my single mammy. I'm not sure if that was racist or not to this day. I'm not sure. And it says women have to conform or be shamed. And I actually agree with that, because I often said feminism is not the choice that they paint it out to be. The choice that it gives women choice to be a career woman, but it removes the choice of them being married and mothers. So if a woman does say something like this, I want to be a wife. I just want to have kids and be a wife. And she decides this at 18 or 19. Inevitably, she's going to be talked out of it, especially if she verbalizes this in a public setting, right? A school, a conference, and she verbalizes this. So is it a choice? Is feminism give them a choice, or does it actually enslave them into becoming girl bosses? And then when they try to pivot back, see, this is the conversation. They try to pivot out being girl bosses. Okay. And I think it's too late. So what they'll do is they'll explore being an entrepreneur. They'll explore being an incorporation. And then at some particular point, they'll be like soft girl era. I want to understand my feminine, but they're 28. They're 32. It's too late. I don't think it's too late in general, but now their options are severely restricted, as opposed to going in with the opposite approach. So that's the difficulty that women have, in that they believe that they have more choice, but I think their choices are restricted. So feminism restricts their choice to do what Trinisha says. I just want to be a wife and have kids. No, they're going to be talked out of this. And in fact, there's a young lady going viral basically saying that people that are in good relationships, they're silent. And one of the reasons they stay silent is because when they do come out and they express how good their relationships are, inevitably, she says the women attack her. And I think men have the same thing. This is the whole thing about having a boyfriend is embarrassing, because even men that are men, the person that I think of that does this is Angry Man. Shout out to Angry Man Valdez. The person, Angry Man, does this. He'll do content and he'll talk about his wife. And I don't know if he's legally married to her or not, but he'll talk about how he what he does for her. He bought her a Mercedes and this type of thing. So when he does this, people attack. Okay, people attack, especially sometimes his supporters or his haters. They'll attack him. Oh, you just simping. Well, when a woman does it and she says, I love my man, okay, she says that, pause, and I want to do this for him, I cater to him, I cook for him, I clean for him. When they do that, they attack. Okay, they attack. And so what they do is then these people say, well, why should I share my positive relationship when these single women and these bitter women just jump on there and they attack her for it? And they say, you're enslaved, you're not free, he's using you, he's manipulating you. So she says, as a result, people that are in good, healthy relationships learn to just be quiet. There's no point in jumping out here talking about how well you treat your man. I want to see if I can find the clip. Oh, here it is right here. I'll find the clip. And I do have a time thing here because I do have to get busy with some peanuts here in a bit. Okay, so let me see here. And I don't know if he's legally married. He calls the woman his wife, but I don't know if he's legally married to her. I have no idea. But sometimes people call people a name and they may not have any legalities. But here's the woman saying exactly this right here.
The reason why you don't hear about healthy relationships anymore is because of the fact that those of us in healthy relationships ain't got shit to say to y'all. Because anytime we tell you what we do for our husband or what our husband does for us, y'all look for any reason to try to come up with some type of excuse or some type of narrative that we're being controlled or that we're not really happy or I would never do that. Is exactly why your miserable ass is still single, and exactly why no matter who you try to date or what you try to date, you still end up unhappy because you have this long list of what you feel like is supposed to come from a relationship. I can't remember the last time that I did laundry. But I will be out here taking the trash out because I don't give a fuck. I would rather take the trash out than to be downstairs doing laundry. You take the trash out, you're a woman. You shouldn't be taking out the trash. That's a man's job. Your man does the laundry. You should be doing that. You're the woman. It just so happens that what he doesn't like to do, I don't mind doing. What I don't like to do, he doesn't mind doing. Like, y'all are weird. My husband cooks probably most of the time. My husband taught me how to cook because I know how to cook shit.
All right, so even to what she's saying now, the fact that then if she says my husband cooks, then you would have the men attacking. Oh, he a simp. He doing too much. He paying more. He's getting less. So this is why then people were tracked even from exposing positives in their relationships, because everybody has something to say. Okay, well, the roles are reversed. He's really a simp. You're really the masculine. He's getting dominated. So, but it works for them. Right? It works for them. And it only works for a period of time. So I will say that, yeah, that sounds nice. But my rebuttal to that would be, well, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. That's my only rebuttal. Okay, let's see how long that shit lasts. That's what I would say. So anyway, so she's saying that's why she stays quiet. But Tranisha also has this to say, which was interesting. Masculine men are supposed to accrue lots of money, and it's feminine to be broke. I cringe when men of the West try to shame women for not having money. Case in point, people were understood when Marilyn Monroe posed for Playboy. If a man did nude modeling for money, it's a shame. We actually experienced that with that guy that had that viral meme, only to realize that he was broke and in pain and end up dying relatively short of that photo. And I'm not going to bring up the photo, but yeah. Men posing for money or doing stuff for money using their body, yeah, it would be shamed upon. But of course, we love to see young Marilyn Monroe with them perky titties out and them pink areolas, pink nipples, and like looking like pencil erasers. But yeah, I think we get away from this idea. I think when men say women are supposed to pay 50%, which is why I'm against 50-50, I'm like, where is this coming from? Well, and the reason this exists is because what men are doing is they're doing reverse psychology on women and feminism. That's what they're doing. They're like, okay, since women make money, then they should be able to invest in the relationship. And then they'll find some woman, a Bama woman, that say, well, if a woman really likes you, she'll spend money on you. You're like, what the hell? I think these type of conversations are interesting to explore, but I think they're weird at the same time. Okay, because what part of the world is that? Now, I'll add that is a nigga conversation, because typically women who do that were spending welfare checks on men. But what part of the world's history did women spend money on men? Other than in today's world, But even in the 80s, let's say a woman spent money on a man in the 80s. What money was she spending? She didn't have barely a corporate job. She was a secretary. What money is she spending? She was spending her WIC money, her food stamps. Like, okay, let's go back to the 50s. What money was a woman spending on a man to prove that she liked him? Okay, this is a modern conversation with modern twists and turns that often revolve around the conversation between the broke nigga and the slightly elevated woman. Okay. There's a movie that covered this. The movie that covered this was called Disappearing Acts, and it was with black ass Wesley Snipes, and a woman, I cannot remember her name, but she was in, I believe, Love and Basketball. I might have the actress wrong. But Sanaa Lathan, I believe, was the female counterpart in that movie. Well, that's the dynamic we're talking about, in which the corporate middle manager black woman got into a relationship with a blue-collar black male, which was played by Wesley Snipes. Sanaa Lathan played and this was centered in Washington, D.C. So in Washington, D.C., this is common, where the elevated black woman, the career black woman, would have to pick from blue-collar men, typically probably broke men. But what happened was the cultural dynamic was so bad that the relationship was toxic. Although physically it was great. It was great for her physically to be with this blue collar trash man. But this is a scenario where you would see the nigga politics of elevated black woman and impoverished black man trying to have a relationship in which you try to prove that a woman would invest in you if she likes you. And that relationship tried to go forward, and there was all sort of complications related to it. Once you got outside the bedroom, it was terrible because he wasn't refined enough to be in her social setting. There were a lot of cultural conflicts related to this. So in the bedroom, it works. Outside the bedroom, it doesn't work. But black men who are nigga plantation politics, who are impoverished or lower level, always kind of seeks a woman like the Sanaa Lathan character to elevate himself out of it. So that woman can spend money on him, and he can feel like she really likes him. But how many men are in this situation? It's only like niggas that only pursue relationships like this. I mean, maybe some SAs might do this, but it's really only niggas because that's their only financial way out. Oh, she bought me stuff. PS5, tax return season. This is oftentimes a black man conversation. Very rarely do you see Asian men talking about it's tax season, I gotta fuck a fat white woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring knowledge to the conversation so you understand where it's coming from. When you understand, then you can say, well, I'm not that type of guy. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not the type of guy that would expect a woman to invest in that way because I'm already invested in myself. So if I already make this type of money, I wouldn't expect a woman to invest in that way to prove that she likes me. But if you're a blue collar, broke, poor down, impoverished nigga, you know what I mean? And you got 2 strikes and the 3rd strike is going to send you to prison, then you would actually want to do that. You would actually want to do that. But then her proving that she likes you makes a difference because you're unlikable by most women. You're unlikable by most women. Like most women look at you and go, hell no. You collect trash. So you would need the woman to prove that she likes you. But if you're elevated above that, you wouldn't need that. You wouldn't need that. So then again, a lot of these conversations center around how the broke man approaches relationships. And then when you're not broke and you say, well, I don't need that. Then they say, well, you simping and you tricking and you doing too much. And it's like, yeah, but I don't need to do it that way. I don't need to cold approach 100 women. I don't need to, have a mouthpiece. I don't need any of that because I'm absent of that thing. Everybody understands what I'm saying. I know I wasn't prepared to cover that, but it came up with Tranisha. And you have to understand where the dynamics is coming from. It's coming from a lower class, broke, impoverished, mostly black, but you do have Mexicans that do this every now and then. But you don't see this from Indians, Asians, whites. You don't see it from those type of guys. They don't have to do that. They don't need to be liked when they're already likable. They already have characteristics that people would obviously like. But when you don't, and you're a pookie and you're a drug dealer and you got 2 strikes and the 3rd strike going to send you to life in prison, you need that dynamic. You need a person to like you first to invest in you. All right, I know it's a tough conversation. Niggas going to disagree, but of course, niggas. Rock Infinite Night says, what men will have to accept is that no matter how much money, energy, and attention and time you invest in a woman, it is never guaranteed 100% loyalty. All it does is give you temporary access to her womb because she gets new shiny car syndrome. Your ego is not your amigo, #boss up. And that's another point that I always make. Yeah, it's all fine and dandy. Everything's fine and dandy when you talk about strategies with women and men. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter because long-term is the solution that we're talking about. Yeah, anything can work short-term. Almost any approach can work short-term. I could give money to a woman and it works short-term. And she can lay on her back in 5 minutes. Whereas you would use a different approach and it would take you a little bit longer, maybe an hour, sometimes 2 or 3 days, and you get the same result. But when you're talking about when it comes to the long-term, can you keep the woman? No, I mean, it's almost, there's no guarantee. There's no strategies at all guaranteed to keep a woman. Actually, I take that back. There's one. Actually, no, there's no guarantee that you would do that either. But in order for relationships to thrive, you must become a lot of beta male. You must take a lot of beta male characteristics. You have to become more beta and compromise and give her just enough, just almost anything she wants, and she'll stick around until she can't take it anymore, because she'll get the ick after that. And there's my housekeeping here. Give me a second. All right, so and that's the sad reality for a lot of people to accept, is that in order for your relationship to thrive, you have to become beta male. It's hard to do it masculine wise because she's going to rebel against you. So anyway, let me see if we do have any other contributors. Shout out to the earlier contributors to today's show. Shout out to Angry Little Dude, says, Sensei, your knowledge is unmatched and undefeated at this point. I'm literally undefeated of all the people that you've listened to strategic wise. I haven't lost yet. And only time will reveal, which we're going to talk about time here in a minute, because this is a very, very important part of the show. Shout out to everybody watching me from Manila in the Philippines. All right, a lot of people are watching you right now. All right, you guys are being watched, although my camera's bad. All right, you're being watched all over the United States. I'm telling my housekeepers they're being watched all over the United States. All right. There's your, oh, well, yes, you're on camera too. Yes, okay. All right. We in here, but we almost got 1,000 people. But the next conversation we're gonna have is going to be, oh, we got fuck you boss up coming up real quick. So let me go ahead and switch to it. A conversation we've been having. Again, this is, somebody just mentioned this. My knowledge is unmatched. What have I been saying about the mental health industry? Okay, I've been saying this quite a bit, and I started learning about this when I was an educator, when I worked at universities. And what I started to hear was that people were using some mental deficiencies, possibly related to ADHD, a learning disability, to explain away habits of individuals who were doing things, let's say, with a lack of discipline. So what would happen is a person would get in trouble, and then when they got in trouble, they would say, oh, this person has ADHD, so you have to excuse the behavior. Okay. Or this person had a tragedy in their family. Their brother their boyfriend got shot on his birthday. And because of this explains why they had bad behavior. Now, their bad behavior was centered around lack of discipline, maybe doing some drinking and some smoking, partying, not doing their homework, and so forth and so on. Yet they have anxiety. And so what will happen is people will say, oh, okay, I didn't realize their brother got shot on their birthday 15 years ago. So as a result, well, then let's give them a pass for not doing their homework. Right? And I used to be like, no, that's not how that works. This person intentionally broke the rule, and as a result, they should be punished for it. Well, we can't punish them for doing this because their brother got shot on their birthday 15 years ago. You see what I mean? And I was like, man, this is going to set a bad precedent, because as long as enablers try to prevent people from being held accountable, then how are we going to have people be held accountable for bad behavior? So we see this with social workers and people that go to prison or they commit crimes. They'll have somebody come in and say, well, their mama, they was raised by a single mother and their daddy left, and as a result, they became a criminal. And then they start shoplifting, and then they robbed somebody, and they drunk drove and they shot somebody, but they were depressed. You have to understand that. Now, I've been vehemently talking against that, because I said, well, where's the line? Where's the line of accountability? Where's the line where you can say, well, we can punish this individual, and we can take this individual and they can serve prison time as opposed to going to social work. Now, liberal cities in the United States, they'll do this as well. The politicians will say, well, these people are suffering from homelessness and drug addiction based on mental issues, not because they're not disciplined, right? And what will happen is they'll eventually say, we don't need police officers, we need social workers. We don't need police officers, we need social workers. And that's a way to defund the police. So they'll defund the police and they'll send social workers out to a man holding someone hostage with a knife. And that social worker will talk that person off the ledge and say that, this person needs a social worker, not a cop. Okay, they don't need a knee to the neck. And they don't need to be stranglehold and hogtied. They need a social worker on the scene, right? This is how it's become ridiculous. Now, this woman is going to bring this up and address it. Something I've addressed many, many years ago. People are catching up late to my whole game and program. But this woman's going to talk about this issue right here. About this right here. It says we've turned mental health into a get out of life free card. Okay, here we go.
We've turned mental health into a get out of life free card, and it's become the justification for anything uncomfortable. Not because people are unwell, but because it's easier to say mental health than it is to face something hard, fix what's broken, or sit in discomfort long enough to grow. Meanwhile, there are people with real battles and their voices get minimized because everyone is using the same excuse to avoid accountability, responsibility, tough conversations, and growth. And when every discomfort is labeled mental health, it steals compassion from the survivors pushing through life every day with the strength that most will never see. Real mental health work is messy. It requires honesty, growth, ownership, and facing things you'd rather run from. And at some point, you have to stop escaping every hard moment and stop waiting for life to soften for you, because life is hard. It's meant to be. Strength isn't built by avoiding pain. It's built by walking through it, learning from it, and refusing to quit when it stretches you. Mental health matters, and that's exactly why we shouldn't water it down. We've turned mental.
All right, so shout out to this lady here. This is exactly the point I've been making. Okay. I'm telling you, man, I've been making this point for years. And when people have been using mental health as an excuse away from me, I just say, man, I'm going to dismiss you because I don't have time for this. People are just weak, right? People just weaklings. People are taking the weak approach. I think people are lazy. And they're, like she said, people are expecting life to just be turned easy for them. Oh, life is easy now. All right, it's never going to be easy. It's a struggle. So as a result, you have to deal with the struggle and be able to overcome and adapt. AKA, you have to deal with adversity. But you can't just get a bailout. Mental health. And what I do see people doing is they claim mental health and they just start taking pills. I'm like, bro, you just gonna start taking pills? So I don't agree with mental health being that big of an issue. There are some people that have severe issues related to trauma and drug abuse and alcoholism. Okay. And that's where it comes from. Lack of discipline, being lazy, hoping that life get easy for them. They're using therapy as a bailout. So when people start saying, men, I like my men that volunteer for therapy, that's bullshit to me. That's bullshit. What that is that's just basically people just hoping that other people relate to them on a weak issue. All right. They understand they have a weakness and they're addressing it. Nah, fuck that, bro. I ain't got time. I ain't got time for this. I don't got time for this bullshit in this medicated industry and all of this stuff. So I do believe that this is true. And just as women have used sexual assault to become victims where there is no real sexual assault, well, it harms the real victims. Just like when people use depression and mental health and therapy as a crutch to, I think, get people to believe that, oh, well, I empathize for you a little bit more because you've been in therapy. That's just basically you can't deal with me in a real way because I'm in therapy. All right, 100%. So I don't believe that that's a real situation. I believe people are using this as a cope and a crutch to exercise the reality of no discipline. All right. And by the way, everybody's experienced trauma. Okay. Everybody's experienced some sort of trauma. And some people have dealt with their trauma privately and gotten through it. Some people have dealt with it privately and haven't really corrected it, but they've become something as a result. And hold on for a second. We'll get some feedback. And some people have not overcome from it. And it is what it is. Okay. Let's go to the next conversation here. We have the fuck you boss up. Man, when I talked about this years ago, do you guys realize how many people thought I was crazy? And check this out right here. And you are experiencing this right now. $100,000 today buys what $40,000 bought you in the year 1990. Fuck you, boss up segment is real. I've been saying this. There's no other thing you can do but to boss up. Okay, there's nothing you can do about this. And as a man that's in his 50s, I know this is the reality, because if you take 1990 and look at what 40K bought you in 1990, what it compared to 1950, it's a stark difference. So the conversation is this: people are waiting for this to get better and hoping that the economy will correct itself. It won't. It won't. And my whole defense of this is to tell you guys, man, when I was pumping gas in high school, gas was barely $1. It ain't never been $1 since then. Okay, it's been close to it, but it has been, the prices have always gone up on almost everything that I've done. This is why I can speak, not as a nihilist, but as a person with reality, that everything's going to increase in price. Okay. It's always going to be inflation. You're never going to get around it. So the fact that people see this and go, well, what's the solution? There is none. You're going to have to just deal with the reality that inflation is real and it's going to continue. And there's going to be hyperinflation. There's going to be price gouging. There's going to be, it's going to be what it is. But there's never going to be a point where prices are going to return back to where it is. That's why I used to play that Rick Pitino clip. Okay. Larry Bird is not walking through that door. Okay. Don't expect that to be the case. But here we go right here. 100K today buys what 40K bought you in the 90s. And I said this. I said 100K in 2019 ain't the same 100K. This is what I also said. You're going to need at least $150,000 in household income to be able to compete with what people made 5 years ago at 100K. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. People were crashing out. They thought I was lying when I was talking about this. Let me show you this. And I was like, I'm not lying, guys. I've lived already 50 years. Trust me, when I used to buy in 1980 and 1990, I couldn't buy at the same price. Take a look at this. I took what $100 in buying power could get you in 1983, and that same buying power in today, September 2025, it's $322. Okay, not that hard to figure out. Take a look at this. So this is a cost of index. This is a cost of This is a cost of living index, an inflation calculator. We're experiencing crazy inflation today. But if you take $100 in 1983, that's equivalent to $322 today. And you can go up and down the line on this one. That inflation is just natural. It's going to exist. There's some things you could do to slow it down. Let's take the year 2000, what $100 was in the year 2000. That's $186 in buying power. Okay, almost double over a 20-year period, 25-year period, almost double. And you take it from the year 2019. Actually, you take it from, right before COVID, and you take it there, and it's $126. So $100,000 is $126,000 more than likely. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in there, right there. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. And as we go forward 5 years from now, because we're now in 2026 coming up, you take that up to 2030, you already know where it's going. So the same $100,000 a year, I won't say it ain't shit, but yeah, it's not what it was. So getting to 100K a year is not what it was. It's not what it was 5 years ago. So just, let's say, for instance, you were a CGA and you were making under, $100,000 barely a year in 2018. But then let's say today I started making 100K. It's clearly not the same 100K. It ain't even close. And you fast forward this, it's going to be at 150, 160, 170. In fact, we do have a great video to back this up. Really, the only solution is to boss up, because what people are going to do is say, how we fix this? I mean, you could try to fix the politicians, the corrupt nature of the politicians and all of that stuff, but there's no fixing this. There's no stopping this. So let me play this video. This guy's going to do a video of getting started in the United States in 2021 versus 2025. And I know people want to blame the boomers and whatnot, but yeah. All right, here it is. Getting started in 2021 versus 2025.
2021, the median mortgage payment was $1,650. Childcare for 2 kids, $1,600 a month. Used car, $400 off the lot. Gas in that car, student debt, power, food, phone, health insurance. I did the numbers for them all. And if you do all the numbers to see what getting started cost in America in 2021, you come to a number of $4,935. $4,935 a month to get started in America, based off the metrics of having a home, 2 kids, 2 used cars, gas and insurance for that car, 1 bat of student debt, power, food, phone, and health insurance. Median mortgage in 2024 is $2,560. Childcare for 2 kids in total will be $2,300 a month. 2 used cars, $900 a month. Gas for those cars, $400 a month. Student debt for one of you, $400 a month. Power, $198 per month. Food, $850 per month. Phone, $150 per month. Health, $500. We look at the monthly total for getting started in America in 2024, a number that was $4,935 just 3 years ago. That number is now $7,368. In 2021, how much were people making? Well, in 2021, the median household was making $66,500. The median expense for getting started in America that year is $59,220. Meaning the median household, follow me here, made more money than what was needed to get started in America in 2021. And if we did this math actually for 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, we can go all the way back to 1982. And the median household has always made more than the cost needed to get started in America that year. Final debt, $7,368 a month. That means per year, it's $88,416 to get started as a young family in America. Do you know what the median household income is? It's $74,580.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what do we do about this? Well, I have a variety of ways that I've been dealing with this, trying to express this. First, I've been trying to get you to accept it. And not only that, I've been trying to get you to accept it before you even realize it was happening. Okay, so people have to realize this. This is why I say I'm undefeated, because I've been announcing this for years and years. Even right before COVID, I've been announcing this. I've been saying this is what we're going to deal with. We're going to deal with the economic collapse of epic proportion, but it's going to be like the frog in the boiling pot. You're not going to realize it. It's going to be day by day. Okay. And I've been encouraging you, hey, man, this ain't the time to start a family. This isn't the time of moving with your girlfriend. It's not the time to take on dead weight. I've been telling you that. Then I developed the blue chip mindset, then the money mindset. And I've been trying to warn people of this very day. And people have been arguing against me. So we do have some great supporters who've been supporting this message. But I was like, dude, having a family and a legacy, it's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be difficult for you, especially then when we talk about mental health and crutching people, making people live with crutches, telling kids that they can stay home. Well, you can't afford it. Bro, go live with 3 roommates. Get your life started. Sitting around taking depression pills and smoking weed and hoping for reparations in ecclesiastical marriages ain't gonna help you. Hoping women change and they can get off their bullshit ain't gonna help you. Hoping black women can change and get off their bullshit, it's not gonna help you. I've been telling you that this day is gonna come for people to realize it's gonna happen. And I also said taking PPP loans and taking them damn supplemental checks. I always forget the name of it because I didn't get one. Taking those damn checks from the government is going to increase inflation to the point where you guys won't be able to make a living. Now, you guys did it and took those damn STEMI checks, and some of y'all took PPP loans and went to jail, and y'all thought you were living good. And I said, eventually, we're due for an economic collapse of epic proportion. Okay, I've been telling you this is coming, but it's different because it's day by day. You only experience it day by day, as opposed to a market crash. See, a market crash, you would know, oh, the market crash, and you'll be able to point to that day and time, October 19th, 1989, and realize the day that the market ruined itself and we ended up in the depression or a recession. We don't have that day. I mean, that day for me would be COVID, in which they had the Build Back Better and the Great Reset. But the Great Reset was an economic reset for most people, where the middle class was already eroding, but it just drove a nail into, it just widened the gap. And I said, the gap is going to widen. There's going to be more millionaires and less people able to survive off the 50K. This has been me years trying to warn you of this day. And now people are looking for solutions where I was saying you could have solved it 5 years ago. You could have solved it 10 years ago. You can't solve it now. You just have to deal with the reality, which is why I tell you, you got to boss up. With that being said, when I talk about against work-life balance, you can't have work-life balance in this world today. You cannot. You can't even expect to have these corporations support you at all under any level. So forget it. Forget it, man. Y'all got to boss up, get 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Well, I don't want to put my face on social media. You better get over it. Because do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? Well, what about buying a house? Try to buy a house today. It's almost unaffordable to maintain it. And here's the sad part about it. The sad part about it is if you don't buy, you got to deal with rents. Rents are going to go up. Okay. They need to do something about this. They're not going to do anything about it. We're in it. We're in it. There's no way out of it now. No way out. People have to understand that. New world order. We've been doing this for far too long, and y'all was too busy doing the stanky leg and the crate challenge to realize what you were signing up for. Now we're dealing with the bill. That's what we're dealing with. You know, you can't vote out the corrupt politicians and stop the corporations from price gouging. Maybe you can, but it ain't going to help you. You do have to boss up. And I think the boss up message is going to increase in its popularity, just like almost anything that I do. More people are going to have to realize this. We do have one more Fuck You Boss Up segment. And this is a woman now understanding what a mortgage is. A mortgage is. Shout out to the people and the homeowners. This woman is going to understand what buying a home actually entails.
Somebody explain it to me like I'm 5. Check this out.
So my husband and I refinanced our mortgage today because interest rates dropped, and it was enough to save us $300 a month. However, I have in my hands the amortization schedule, which is how long it's going to take us to pay off said mortgage and how much would go towards principal and interest each month. And I want to use this to talk to you about why home buying in America is an absolute fucking scam and why this will be the last house we ever buy in this country. So just really quick facts, it's a standard 30-year mortgage. It's a VA loan, so I didn't have to put anything down in order to refinance, and I don't have to pay any mortgage insurance, which is what normal people have to pay when they don't put 20% down. But because we didn't put anything down...
Now, not putting anything down, first of all, damn. All right, where's the Undertaker bell on this one? All right, let me get the Undertaker out on this one. Undertaker, where you at on my sound effects? Okay, you didn't put anything down. All right. Is the sound effects loud? Are the sound effects loud? All right. Jesus. Now, again, this is where people make a mistake. All right. Because what you're going to do is end up financing a lot of interest, a lot of things that you would have normally paid down. Now you put it into 30 years and now you're paying that in interest. Like that's crazy. But because people believe owning a house is a right, you end up doing crazy shit like this. Okay. Thank you for the sound effect information. But this is the same thing as when people buy cars. I work periodically in selling cars, and I also worked in real estate. So I do have some background knowledge on this one. What people believe is that the scam is them forcing you to put money down. So you go buy a car and you're like, no, they're going to want me to put money down. And yes, that does give you an opportunity to get better leverage for a bank loan as opposed to putting no money down. But the benefits of putting money down is that you are not going to finance things that you can normally just pay off, right? You could just pay it off, right? You could just buy into it, and then you can basically decrease your interest rate, and you're not financing rugs and stereos and car alarms. You're not financing that over 30 years. And then you also can avoid mortgage insurance, PMI, and all of these things by putting more money down. Now, they chose to not put money down. Okay, so also when you put money down, you can actually defeat being underwater. Okay, you can defeat being underwater in your loan, meaning that you owe more on the loan than the house is worth or the car is worth. So that's what you're defeating. You're defeating the depreciation, and you're buying into equity. So that's what the benefit of putting money down is. Now, when you're not financially savvy, you think that the scam is them taking your money down. So anyway, let's go ahead and go there. There's a lot of scams related to this, but this is kind of sad to see that she's done this, and she looks very young. So she looks like she's a young couple. Typically, people try to go into these investment purchases without someone of knowledge in their family. So they go into someone and they feel like they get scammed. She's going to tell us about the amortization schedule, which I've been trying to educate people about. And then people say, well, CGA, home ownership is not that bad. But do you know about this amortization schedule?
I went from owing $784,000 on my home back up to $795,000. But my original interest rate on this house was 6.2%, and now it is 5.6%. We are planning on selling this house when my husband retires in 4 years and exiting the U.S. So, of course, I was interested to see what will I owe at that time in 2030. Oh, and at that point in 2030, we will owe just under $750,000. So I will only have paid off $50,000 worth of my mortgage in the next 4 years. But the math ain't mathin' because my payment is $5,700 a month.
What?
$5,700 a month times 50 payments is $285,000. And if you look at the schedule, it tells you, oh yeah, you're financing $795,000. But if you kept this interest rate over 30 years, you're actually going to end up paying $1.6 million.
See, again, this is what I'm talking about. Again, this is why I have made many streams covering this subject matter. I have made many streams because I've been telling you, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So when you come on here and tell me the benefits of home ownership, I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice. However, most people have no clue, and they go into these situations and they end up feeling like they have regret. So she looked at the amortization schedule after the fact and realized that a house that she had for what, $750, she's going to pay $1.2 million in. That's literally normal advice. Not only that, our schools should be educating us of this, but it's beneficial that they don't. This is why public school is a joke, because maybe some public school classrooms might go over this lesson once. Why don't they cover this for 12 years? And just constantly hammer this instead of the motherfucking, ABCs. Why don't they hammer this into your head by the time you graduate? They don't, because they need you to be a lemming out here. They need you to be a worker. They need you to be volunteering for servitude and slavery, and volunteering for debt through marriage and schooling and house purchases. Okay, but you think you're doing the adult thing, and you end up coming out here with no knowledge, ignorance. And that this video could go further into this one, but I've been warning people of this, that most people don't know what they're doing, and they think that they're paying down the principal of the loan, but you're only paying down the majority of the interest in the loan within the first 12 to 15 years. Then once you get to the 12 to 15 years, this is going to be the point where you're primarily paying down the principal, but you have to be in that home for 12 to 15 years. How many people are going to keep their home for 12 to 15 years? Not many. Not before you sell it. Consider selling it, moving, refinancing. Okay. And now if you put the 50-year mortgage on this is going to be crazy. Okay. This is going to be absolutely insane. A lot of people don't realize what they're getting into. This is why I'm not anti-home ownership. I'm anti-mortgage. This is where people really get screwed, and they get stuck in their home. They get stuck. They can't make a move. They think their home has increased in equity, and it hasn't. It's increased in Zillow, but you don't have an increase in equity until you sell it. Yeah, and somebody said you'll get divorced by that time. By the time you start paying off principal, you might be divorced. Okay? You might be. People call me a nihilist. Dude, you're more likely to get divorced than get to the 12-year mark and 15-year mark of paying down principal on your amortization schedule. You'll probably have to sell that home in a short sale for a loss before you and get divorced. By the time you get to the 12 to 15-year mortgage part where you're paying down principal more than interest, this is obvious. But people don't want to hear this from CGA. Oh, CGA, you just talking and you don't believe. And well, the exception proves the rule. And nah, bro. No, bro. I'm telling you what happens to millions and millions of people. And then when it happens, trust me, y'all don't even want to have the conversation. Y'all don't want to even have the conversation about when it happens, because boy, it is a critical time when it happens, because yeah, people don't want to talk about it. All right, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about how divorce affects people negatively. All right, just pray, just find another person. Anyway, that's the Fuck You Boss Up segment. I think those parts of these segments are more important than anything. And it gives you an understanding of why my philosophy is the way it is. It's just not about men and women. It's about how everybody's affected economically, and the decisions we make in terms of relationships do affect us long term. Yeah, man. This is the most important part of the show, but y'all ain't gonna hear it because y'all want to hear about Cassie. Shout out to JBW, says, I see you with the buy me drinky girl on your IG. Mama San in the background hit me with the where did you see? Oh, that was on my IG story. Buy me a drink girl. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mama San in the background. And I'm gonna give you this one right here.
What kind of fuck you give me?
CGA enjoying his time out here on the Ling tour. All right, brother here. Kevin G says, word of advice: if your JUCO's coming to spend the night, do not feed her eggnog. You'll be sleeping with the windows open. Ugh.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right, shout out to you. Yuck. Shout out to Larry C. Michigan is expected to get 6 to 8 inches, of snow, followed by rain tonight. Oof. Slushy rain. One nice thing is that it'll be easy to find Will Smith. All you got to do is look for fresh prints in the snow. Damn, where's my Price is Wrong button? Hold on for a second. Do I have the Price is Wrong button? Okay, here we go right here. I ain't got it. He says, much love to you and the coach gang. Enjoy your Lings. Shout out to you while your guys are dealing with snow in the upper peninsula of Michigan. CGA is enjoying some fresh Lings in the building. Well, not so fresh, but you know what I mean. All right, these Lings have all been touched on by foreigners. If you want to mess with Lings in these Ling areas, just know a lot of foreigners already fornicated with them. There's no fresh Lings out here. The only fresh Lings are minor Lings. Okay. If that, sad reality. Shout out to everybody. We got 10,000 people in the box. Maryland guy makes an appearance over here because we're doing the evening show. Maryland guy has this to say over on the Pay Pizzle. He says right here, have fun in the Philippines, coach. He says, if people honestly think the trillionaires will distribute their AI profits to the masses in the future, they're sadly mistaken. Just look at history. Time to boss up. No one is coming to save you. Let them know the only solution is to boss up. These companies can take less. They can raise the minimum wage. Also, remember when people said raise the minimum wage to a livable wage? Again, ignorance. A lot of those people got laid off of their jobs. A lot of the stores that you said had millions and millions of dollars, you realize were ran by one family. A person owned that store. McDonald's didn't own that store per se. They franchised it out. So McDonald's has $1 billion, but the store owner didn't have $1 billion. So they don't have extra money to pay you to drop fries at $25 an hour. Hence, now you see why we're up shit's creek. Okay. People think that they're solutions of solving problems. Again, you give the reparations check. I wish they gave away reparations checks. It's the same thing as raising the minimum wage. You just made the bottom line. Let's just say reparations checks is $100,000. You gave every nigga $100,000. The line of survivability is now that's the bare minimum. That's the line above poverty at that particular point because everybody got that. Now, the price of everything that niggas buy is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof. Hennessy and Jordans, rims, Cadillacs. It's going to go through the roof. Hence, then that $100,000 is going to be zero. It's going to be nothing. All right. It's going to Cuban link chains, Louis Vuitton bucket hats. All right. Whatever niggas buy. Black and Mild, weed roll papers is going to go through the roof. And now it's nothing. That money is gone. You thought that money would stretch. It will be worthless at that particular point. So, I mean, that only makes economic sense, and it's going to pour back into a Tommy Hilfiger and Polo. That's what it's going to pour back into white companies, and the white companies just going to cash a check. I don't know why they don't do it. The reason why they don't do it is because the death toll of niggas will go through the roof. Niggas will kill each other at rampant rates, and people think I'm lying. You didn't live through the crack era. You guys did not live through the crack era. This is why I'm important to these to men and women in this space, is because I've lived through these areas and eras, and I have history and knowledge, and I was very much a wisdom. My name translates to the watcher, meaning Gregory means the watcher. That means I can see things intuitively. I'm a Libra as well, so I can see things in a balanced position. I don't have an emotional reaction to everything. Here's the thing. The crack era, this is what would happen. They would have the welfare checks drop on the 1st and 15th. They call this when the eagle lands. Okay, the eagle would land on the 1st and the 15th. This is the welfare check, aka back when you used to get real monopoly money food stamps. When the welfare checks would drop on the 1st and 15th, the murder rate would go through the roof because the crack man was easy to find. Turmoil would go crazy, stabbings all on the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd. And so forth and so on. And the weed man would be rolling. But what they would do is they would go, the eagle lands on the 1st. So they used to call it the Eagle's Landing. And as a result, there was chaos and haywire. Haywire and chaos, I should say. And the hood was disturbed. But it was all quiet on the 28th. It was all quiet on the 14th and the 13th and the 12th and the 10th. It was quiet. This is essentially what would happen in you drop a reparations check, or you drop it incrementally and you have, you know, you're going to get it over 10 weeks or a year, once a month. You know, when that eagle lands, niggas going to go crazy. Yep. Hootie hoo. They're going to go crazy and they're going to start killing each other. So that's exactly what's going to happen. But people don't want that to happen. They want to live in the fantasy world. That's not going to happen. People will get their money responsibly and buy land. No, they're not. They're going to buy drugs and Cadillacs and rims and loudspeaker systems. We've seen this already, and they're going to buy drugs. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And there's nothing you can do about it. Sounds nice. And the base price, 100K. Let's just say it was 100K. That is now the bottom. And what happens when everybody spends that 100K up and smokes it up? They're going to start killing each other. We've seen this story already. We've seen this play out already. It's not like I'm speaking ignorantly here. We know this. We know this to be the case. Historically, we've already seen this happen. So whatever. But I wish they would do it so we could shut the fuck up about it. And we actually could start killing each other at skyrocketing numbers. I mean, just go ahead. If you want to see niggas die and body bags flowing, invest in body bags. Invest in body bags. That's what I would do. As soon as I heard reparations are coming, I'm investing in body bags because niggas gonna kill each other. All right, anyway. And there's no land to buy. Chinese people and Bill Gates and all of these people done bought up all the land. Okay. But you can go to CA Lands. I always get his website wrong. You could go see my brother Philip Davis in the Money Mindset. He got land for you to buy. Yeah, BlackRock got all the land. There's no land. No, you niggas are not buying land in Wyoming. All right, you're going, there's land for $30,000. You could get 15 acres in Wyoming. No, you're not. You're not going to go buy land in Wyoming. First of all, you got to put in plumbing and electricity. It's not like they got land there with all the shit, all the infrastructure set up in there. All right, anyway, enough of these pipe dreams. Let's go to the next segment. We have, this is an interesting segment. This is these old school marriages. Let's see what we got here. It's an evil world we live in. Okay, all right. This is a good segment. Where's my evil world sound bite? I'm working with a new sound bite machine, but Jesus. Okay, I don't know where any of the sound bites are. But act like you heard the sound bite. It's an evil world we live in. I will just say this one right here. Okay. Oh, the humanity. Do I have the evil world sound effect? What the hell? Should be in alphabetical order. There it is.
It's an evil world we live in.
If you're just joining this stream, my camera is not good. All right. The internet Wi-Fi here in the hotel is atrocious. And I'm hooked up to the LAN internet. All right. I'm hooked up to the LAN internet. But look at me all pixelated CGA. Oh, man. All right. Let me end this poll over here. What do I look like now? Is it better? Or is it? Look at that. All right. That's crazy.
It's an evil world we live in.
Right, that is a crazy effect. So looking like dial-up internet CGA. I wonder if I can change the setting here over here. Let me see if I can change the setting. Camera. Let me go to less definition. All right, did that help? Let me check if that helped. See if that helped out a little bit. Can you hear me too? All right, that didn't help. There's a delay in the speech. All right, yeah, we won't do it. All right, we won't do it. We were gonna do it live, but you know, it's not worth it. 480 CGA right there. I look like an old man trying to do a stream.
It's an evil world we live in.
I look like an old man trying to operate the internet with my glasses on, looking like Fred Sanford and shit. How do you do it, guys? What button do I press? Am I live? Can you hear me? All right, now what the fuck? All right, so let's just take that off. All right, what are we doing here, man? Let me see here. I'm really cool. I'm really cool behind these glasses. All right, this is crazy work here. All right, anyway.
It's an evil world we live in.
Okay, we got Michael and Susan Dell. All right, Michael and Susan Dell here. We're going to do this video right here. Michael and Susan Dell, if you guys don't know, they are, believe, the owners of Dell Computer. All right, so Dell Computer for people. Oh my god, wait till you see this shit right here. Michael Dell, for you guys that want to do what the rich people do. Let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, wait a minute. Where is that? Okay, here it is right here. So there it is right there. Michael and Susan Dell pledging to donate $6.25 billion to fund Trump's. I don't know what they're funding, but who cares what they're funding? I don't give a fuck.
It's an evil world.
What they're funding is not important. Okay, what they're funding is not important. But take a look at Michael Dell of Dell Computers, I believe. All right, they're going to fund $6.2 million to Trump accuser. I don't know what that says there, but who gives a damn? Oh, the Trump account for kids? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Let's take you to the video of Michael and Susan Dell pledging the video, pledging this amount here. What in the hell is going on?
It's an evil world we live in.
This is allegedly Susan Dell. All right here. Whoa. What the hell?
Look at this bitch.
All right, that's not what I wanted to play right here. This is the wife. This is Susan Dell. I cannot wait to see what this shit is. Is this AI? All right, so let's go back right here and play the video. It's an evil world we live in. Let's go.
This is really exciting.
Absolutely. It's a very special moment. We're making a $6.25 billion investment in America's kids through our charitable funds.
Next year, every American child will be able to get an investment account powered by Invest America.
We've seen what happens when a child gets even a small financial head start. Their world expands.
The real power of these accounts is that anyone can contribute. Parents, relatives, friends, everyone can help shape a child's future.
To philanthropists, companies, community leaders, if you want to be part of something truly meaningful for our kids, for our communities, for our country,
wowzers.
And to parents and caregivers, stay tuned and get ready to activate your child's account. Every contribution can grow over the years, just like your child.
Together, we can make possibility something every child can count on.
And that's a future worth investing in.
Whoa. All right. My goodness.
This is real.
All right. Whoa. Okay. Look at this, bro. What in the world is this right here on your screen? Can anybody tell me?
What the hell? Oh my God. No way.
Wowzers. I'm confused. Look at this. Are these people AI? Did they discover something? This woman like a whole robot. Okay. She moving like a robot. What is she wearing? And he don't even look that far from a robot. He looks like he's AI in this video. Like, this is incredible. Like, yo, this is some real new world order shit.
What the hell? Oh my
She's not even blinking.
No way.
She's not even blinking. Look at how she's standing. Look at this. I mean, whoa, and look at her legs. Oh, emaciated. I mean, I got better be careful talking about this bitch. Oh, goodness. Jesus. All right, that is crazy work right there. What's going on with the white women of today? This is the white woman of yesterday right there. Yesteryear.
Where the white women at?
Oh. Okay, but look at this, man. Yo. And how does she look in the mirror in the morning? How does she look in the mirror in the morning and see that what she looked like? I want to see a picture of her 20 years ago. Somebody said it's a transformer. All right. I don't know, man. Oh my God. That is incredible. Maybe it is a dude on some Fugazi pageantry. I can't say it over here on internet. I can't say what I would say here on locals. All right. My lordy. Okay, it's an evil world we live in for sure. What's going on with this evilness out here? Okay, where's my sound effect? I don't even know where it is.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in. Okay, what about these relationships where you guys say, well, the women in the past, ecclesiastically, they were better women than the women are in modern times? Okay, I want a relationship like my granny and my grandpa. I want a relationship that is long lasting, like the relationships you see in 2-parent households. Okay, 2-parent households are better to raise kids in than single-parent households, which I can agree with. But I always tell you, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. That's why I said in my free ebook on my website, gregadams1.com, 52 things. 52 things tells you to actually look at relationships and marriages as they really are, right? Behind closed doors. Not what you see at Target and Panera Bread. So this is an older couple. It says right here, my wife and I after company leaves.
Stoned out motherfucker.
Stoned out
motherfucker.
Listen to that. Well, wait till I show you this, darling. This is the real Daryl. This is the real Daryl that slams doors. You piece of shit, Daryl. You are a total piece of shit.
I'm so sorry.
I've done so much for my safe Florida too. Like I said, stay the fuck away from me. Stay the fuck away. That's right. This is common area, buddy. So fuck you. This is common area, buddy.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Just go
Fuck you.
Just go out and fucking get you stoned some more today.
Whatever, Daryl.
Go get some more stoned.
Get the hell away from me. Get the hell away
That's all
from
you
me.
do every damn day is go out and buy drugs and get stoned. Left at 9:30 today. Where the fuck were you?
Where was I? I was
Stoned
at
out.
Play It Again Sports. I was at
all you did
Publix.
is get stoned and go talk to everybody. It's all right. I got
so
your video
fucking
showing
bad.
you buying drugs.
I got you
stupid
so
motherfucker.
I want to fucking stab you so bad,
Oh,
Daryl. I don't
please.
do drugs. I went in and made a medical appointment because I needed one, and I made an appointment
I don't
today.
give a shit what you do,
Good.
Debbie. You're
Yeah,
a stoned
I
ass
don't care about.
motherfucker.
Am I fucking stoned?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Stoned.
That's called an ecclesiastical marriage right here, in which the church puts pressure on your wife to stay in the marriage. This is what happens after years of pressure being put on your ecclesiastical wife. What the marriage turns into behind closed doors when she can't leave right there. So there it is right there. The wonderful, happily married couple. I bet you when they leave the house, they're happily married. Okay. But then he pinned himself into the garage to the second bedroom right here to get away from her ass. And I can't tell who's the bad guy here because he's trying to say she's on drugs and she's trying to say she got played against sports. I can't really tell what's going on here, but that's 35 years of ecclesiastical marriage right there. What's going on there when you're stuck married together and you can't divorce? Loving marriages. We also have another one right here of a wonderful older married couple, ecclesiastically, about when these men fantasize about women being better in the past. Let's go ahead and show you what your grannies talk about when you're not at home. All right, when you're not at home watching their ecclesiastical marriage.
But I never, never, never lie to you.
Intentionally.
No, I never lie. You.
Really?
Really. Just that one time when I wanted to get married and I told you I was pregnant, that's a lie.
Oh, the humanity.
It's an evil world we live in.
These are your so-called romantic marriages, your happy marriages. The marriages of the past were happier. Oh, no. She said, I never lied to you except that time I said I was pregnant to get you to marry me.
It's an evil world we live in.
Not at that time, and he knew that the entire time. Oh, bitch, you didn't lie? Don't let me pull your whole card out here. These are y'all happily married people. Okay? When I tell you, man, I've been telling you that there's really only 10% of happily married people that last for a long time. Look at that lie. That's a whole real gangsta ass lie right there. God damn. Gotcha, bitch. Got him. And see, she said, except for that little lie, but that little lie is the whole relationship. That little lie is why he's sitting there in that recliner for 50 years. Okay. It wasn't a little lie. It literally changed the path and course of his life for the last 50 years. It made him sit in that recliner and shit. Isn't that cold and evil? Chris Rock said that. Damn. Damn, his whole life in one lie. It's just a little lie. That's the only lie I told. That's the only lie you needed. Gotcha, bitch.
But I never, never, never lie to you.
Intentionally.
No.
Look at him, intentionally.
I never lie.
This got her a house, a car, 4 kids, 8 grandkids. Made him, look at this. Look at all these knickknacks on the shelf and all of that fucking shit on the shelf. He bought all that for her to sit her ass, and he had to listen to her. Money, energy, attention, and time. And somebody said she lying right now. Facts. And she also lied that she said she was a virgin when she slept with him.
You.
Really?
Really.
Look how he looking. When he tilt his head to the side, he know that bitch lying. Gotcha, bitch. He like, yeah. Oh, really? Don't make me pull your whole card in front of these company right here. Don't make me pull your whole card in front of these company and tell them you was a lying ass whore.
Just that one time when I wanted to get married and I told you I was pregnant, that's a lie.
Ecclesiastical marriage. And Frank knew. He tilted his head to the side. He was like, don't make me tell your business. Damn. And that's when he shook his head and he had that straw in his mouth. He shook his head. He was like, okay, you playing now, bitch. You playing, because I'm about to blast your ass. Oh, just that one time. And she's slurring her words. Shout out to her, man. Goodness gracious. Bang, zoom to the moon. All right. These are your old school marriages. Women were better in the past. And these modern women are worse. Okay. How's that sound now? All right. Check out this wonderful couple right here. These are your wonderful couples that you guys glorify. Take a look at the couple right there. You see them right there. All right. Grandpa, Santa. I can't tell if they're Black or Middle Eastern. They might be Ethiopian, or I don't know what they are. But that's the couple now. Now take a look at them back in the day. Player. Grandpa looking like a player. And look at her. Damn. Woo, wait. She looked Eureka and she fine as fuck. And this picture was from the 80s. You could tell the early 80s. Now, 40 some odd years later, they're stuck with each other. But damn, look at Granny now and then. Holy mackerel, bro. Like, that is crazy. She looking like Kamala Harris's cousin. She looking like Kamala Harris's cousin out there. She looked like she was a freak in the streets, too, back in the day.
Do not come.
Damn.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Okay, so let's take a listen at this wonderful couple. Again, 40 years later.
All right, Mom, everyone wants to know, why did you tell Dad no when he asked you to marry him month after month?
The truth of the matter is I thought he was too short.
Oh, shit.
How tall are you?
4'11" and 3/4.
What?
That's bigger than a Choops. Third graders that she was teaching was taller than she was.
Wait. I have something more to say.
Uh-oh.
We met in the September and he asked me to marry him in the December. Who does that?
Okay, Dad, how did you know so soon and why did you ask her month after month?
Because I knew she wasn't going any damn where.
Wait.
That's why she's right here 40 years later.
Wait a minute now. Oh, you know I wasn't going anywhere.
That's why you're still here 40 years later.
Yeah, but that's true.
Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy work here. Okay, she's still acting like she got options on the nigga. Like, she's still like, bro, I could have exercised my options. He like, bitch, you wasn't going nowhere. I got you. And she was like, well, he was too short. All right, he was too short. He was having it. She's still trying to diss him. And he like, bitch, I still got you. You still here, bro? You ain't going nowhere. He must have hit that bottom. And judging from the picture and the look on his face and the look on her face ecclesiastically, he was hitting that bottom. All right, I'm going to give Grandpa a pause a little bit here, bro, because Grandpa, he does look old now, but she 4'11", and he probably all of 5'5". He probably was tearing her insides out. All right, just judging from the facial expression that he giving to the camera right now, he was a G back then, bro. He was a G, and he was pushing them insides to her fucking esophagus. And she knows that, so she trying to say he was short. But somebody said he 5'10". He probably 5'10", but he probably was getting that bitch. He had the juices fucking flowing. And I'm just judging by the look on his face and her face, because she Ecclesiastical look like she put the Kamala Harris right there.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Okay, and the sad part about it is, even after 40 years, she's still trying to pull rank. She's still trying to act like, now 40 years ago, she had it going on, and she done forgot. She done forgot to look in the mirror. Okay. But she's still trying to act like, yo, he was desperate for me. He was simping for me, and he was short.
All right, Mom, everyone wants to know, why did you tell Dad no when he asked you to marry him month after month?
The truth of the matter is I thought he was too short.
How tall are you?
4'11" and 3/4.
4'11". 4'11".
That's bigger than a choops.
Dude, 4'11", everybody's taller than you. You cannot have a height requirement. I mean, you can say the guy can't be 4'11", okay, but everybody's taller than you at 4'11".
Third graders that she was teaching was taller than she was.
Wait. I have something more to say.
Oh, here we go.
We met in the September, and he asked me to marry him in the December.
All right, end of December. Okay, what's wrong with that? He knew what was going on, and you said yes. It wasn't like you said no.
Who does that?
See, still talking shit. Like what? And look at him in the back. He like, bruh, do I need to tell you what's going on? You said yes.
Okay, Dad, how did you know so soon, and why did you ask her month after month?
Because I knew she wasn't going any damn more.
That's right.
That's why she's right here 40 years
Wait
later.
a minute now. How you know I wasn't going anywhere?
That's why you're still here 40 years later.
Damn, that's true.
That's true, ma'am. You already know. You ain't going nowhere. He probably still beating that up. He started still beating that up. Okay. But of course, dude, they still act like, look, how you knew? How you knew? Ma'am, I knew. Stop with the bullshit. Stop trying to play like you got more leverage, ladies. You guys are this is a disgrace. And we got our last It's an Evil World we live in. We have Michelle Obama, aka Michael Obama, and she's with a woman named Bethann Hardison. And these are your so-called better, more women from the past. All right. We have a woman right now, and I don't know how old she is, but her hair is pushed back like Coach Greg Adams and Hulk Hogan. She's an OG. I don't even know what she does. Maybe you guys know about her, but she's an old school woman, probably an old school feminist. She's going to talk about how she's still in these streets. She's still dedicated to being out here in these streets. She's still out here hoeing, and she got a rotation. All right, so Michelle Obama's podcast, this woman says, I've never dated in my life.
Dated in my life.
Wait, explain.
Dating is a very funny word.
Yeah, well, what does that mean?
That means, you go to a bar and you sit there and you meet somebody, or you start going out. I don't know. It seemed like every time I ever met somebody, that was my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So I never dated. You know, like we just.
You got a boyfriend now?
I have people who take care of me in a very nice way.
No. Okay.
I'm very
wow. Okay, people.
Have you ever been on an app?
Never. No,
That's
I'm too
like
cool
a
for
date.
that.
She's never been on a date. She's definitely not going to be on a date.
I'm too cool for that.
So when you say they take care of you,
Yeah,
what do you mean?
you have people who love you.
You got your Wednesday dude. You got your
No, in the
Saturday
different
dude?
places in the world.
Oh, yes.
It's a little bit better to be in different places in the world.
Oh, okay. So dudes are ecclesiastically trying to wish these women would wake up. She out here on the JUCO in these streets talking about she got hoes in different area codes in these streets. Okay, that take care of her and pipe her down in these streets. She said, I'm a international lover, yeah. In these streets. She's still getting piped down viciously well into her 70s, bruh. In these streets. These women gonna wake up one time and they're gonna realize feminism lied to them, and they're gonna hope, and they're gonna be crawling back to us, men, apologizing. In these streets. No, they won't. She's still in these streets, having people pipe her down and taking care of her. In these streets. Oh boy, gentlemen, women in the show, women in the past used to be honorable. They used to be loyal. Ass niggas.
Wow. Are we outing you? Do they know about each other?
Where do you meet them?
Like, do you care?
She said, what?
Not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
In these streets.
They not going nowhere. Look at bro.
In these streets.
CGA tried to warn you. And she looked cool as the other side of the pillow. Rest in peace to our brother there that used to say that on ESPN. I can't remember his name. You guys know him. He was a great sport. Stuart Scott is his name. She looked cooler than the other side of the pillow. I will give her that. I wouldn't smash. But she do look like she got game there. I don't know what's going on there. But she said they ain't going nowhere. Oh my goodness, really? Plus, these dudes got other girlfriends. I don't even know why they fucking with her to begin with. I have no idea. But anyway.
I've never dated in my life.
Okay, so she probably a sugar mama too. She ain't telling that part. She probably a sugar mama as well. And yeah, I don't know. She probably could drop a good neck. All right. At that age, she probably could drop a good neck out there. And she said out here also.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it.
Jesus.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear nobody say shit. When you see me on the corner, bitch, mind your business.
Okay. All right. That was an evil world we live in. And I'm going to give you a quick update of what's going on here in the land of the Lings. We're in the Manila in the Philippines, and I'm on not Al Gore's internet. So I'm not able to broadcast my camera here, but I'm only here for one more full night. And it's going to be a nice night of lineup real quick for the Ling tour. And it's been a great time in the Philippines. I'm going to head to Thailand next, assuming Thailand lets me into the country. They've been dealing with some very, very visa issues. They've changed their laws, and they're very strict on handing out even visas to people coming in. All right. They've been asking me for all kind of paperwork just to come from the Philippines into Thailand. All right. They've been asking me for bank account information. It's really getting strict in Thailand. Thailand is not playing with you men coming in there to allegedly see the wonderful areas in Thailand. They're not playing around. They're putting the clamps on people. Just so you know, I'm experiencing this in real time. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to give you a quick update of what is going on here for the people who wanted to know. This is a good video, a synopsis of what's going on right now in the land of the Lings.
Excuse me. Do you have a big dick? Oh, big. Sex with you. Sex?
Wow.
Oh, free hug.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty much going. This is what it is right here. This is it.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Yeah. This is me every day, pretty much right now. Going on right now. Yeah. This is definitely the South Korean version of it. That's what she said right there. She said. Anyway, she said.
What kind of fuck you give me?
And not the bangangs. Yes, the Ling bangs going on. She basically asked if she could get dominated.
I like to get dominated.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to her right here. This is basically a summation of my trip. Yes.
Do you have a big dick? Oh, big. Sex with you.
All right, 6 inches.
What kind of fuck you give me?
I got you, baby. 6 inches? I got you.
What kind of fuck you give me?
All right. I do that. And I can choke you pretty good, just so you know.
I like to get dominated.
Yes, indeed.
I like to choke.
They like that choking. They like to get dominated out here.
I need a man to take charge and let me just, be goofy.
Indeed.
Wow.
Oh, free hug. Free sex.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. He's going.
Let's go.
Oh, look at.
It's crazy.
Oh, my goodness.
Excuse me. It's crazy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 6 inches. He got 6 inches of meat. That brother's starving right there. He gone, man. All right. I don't think he coming back too right there.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
All right, he is going. 6 inches, that's all you need? All right, that's going to put a hurting on her. Your dick are too big.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
All right, anyway, look at that nice little Ling right there. All right, I'm taking her too. I'm going right here.
Your third leg was
so cute. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And nothing thrills me more than Asian women giggling. I don't know what it is about Asian women giggling that makes my dick hard. Pause. Okay.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right. Asian women giggling is the thing. I don't know what it is. Why is Asian women giggling a thing? I'm going to tell you, man, I've been watching Asian women giggling all my life. All right. And nothing makes my dick harder than an Asian woman giggling. All right. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, man. All right. She doing everything but covering her teeth. All right. Anyway.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Asian women giggling is an aphrodisiac. And she do got some big titties for a Ling. All right, but we can tell that's the South Korean Ling right there. All right, that's not the Southeast Asian Ling, just so you guys know. The Southeast Asian Ling looks a lot darker. But anyway, let's get to some contributors to the day show. But do me a favor, man, hit the like button on this show. We're going to try to hold on to for our dear lives here in the Philippines on the internet. But do me a favor and give me the likes. Don't pass or motherfucking scroll.
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you've heard you're kind of tired of hearing about, and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace. And coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
Okay, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. We got a great show for you today. Is it the main event? Not really. How much time do I have? I have about an hour. Let me see. Do I have an hour left? Let's see what's going on here, man. This one girl, holy mackerel. All right, this is incredible. All right, man, look at this, boy. These Lings definitely, they definitely starving over a ninja, boy. They out here, man. Shout out to the Lings. I guess this is sexist marriage. We're going to do this. I got about an hour and 30 minutes. I think we can do it in that time frame. Okay, so the realities of marriages and relationships, sexist marriage. We got a couple of videos that we need to do to cover this. So press 1 in the chat if you are married and listening to this show. Press 1 in the chat if you're married and listening to this show. Press 2 in the chat if you're married and you've experienced sexless marriage. Either you were not interested in your wife and or your wife lost interest. Maybe you were married and you got remarried, and you got divorced and remarried, and you experienced sexless marriage. Okay, you experienced sexless marriage. And sexless marriage does happen on both sides. Now, we always attribute it to what happens when the woman do it. The woman experiences it. But we also tell you that sometimes the man doesn't want to fuck the wife either. Like Al Bundy didn't want to have sex with his woman, Peg, because how many times can you get excited about the same woman? Variety is the spice of life. So I can't get excited about the same woman all the time. But sometimes people want to have other interests. Sometimes you are engaging in some pornography. Sometimes you can't get it up. You're not aroused. This is why you have to, reignite the spark. You're used to seeing her soggy butt. You just don't want to smash no more. There's a lot going on. She gets older. She might cheat on you and you can't go back there. You might cheat on her and she might not be willing to have sex with you. So sexless marriage is very common, where even the bar for sexless marriage is ridiculous. Like a sexless marriage is that you're only having sex two times a month. That qualifies as sexless because you're at home for 30 days of a month. and you can only engage in 2 times a month, like that's pretty sad that you can have in-house sex partner but not engage in that much sex. It's bad, but it's a reality, and a lot of people never see it coming. And then when it happens to them, they don't know how to deal with it. Andrew Wilson does. He's going to apply social pressure. The community church is going to apply social pressure to the wife to have sex with you. But yeah, man, it's pretty bad. Now, check this out. This is one of the reasons why this is going feral on Al Gore's internet. Check this out. It says PSA for long marriages. Her name is Pocket of Fluff, I believe her name is. For long marriages, you can get totally laid looking and smelling like this. Okay, take a look at this picture on your screen right here. This is incredible, incredible work, which tells you how lazy married people get.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions.
Okay.
Is any of this turning you off? Nothing.
You can get totally laid looking and smelling like this. Now, the sad part about it is it's true. Okay. The wife gets, the wife shows the world one version of her, but when you're at home, this is the version of the wife you get. This is what happens because she's in her comfort area. She's comfortable. Like when you're at home, we're all comfortable. So nobody wants to be dressed up, dolled up, made up, face made up, wearing an apron and high heels and pumps and a skirt dressed up for their husband. Neither do the husbands. You're in basketball shorts and a tank top, right? She's in booty shorts and the tank top with her bra off. But take a look at this. I mean, take a look at her. No effort, just roll out of bed, not even a shower. She said smelling like this. She said smelling. So there's no shower. And when you're dealing with white women don't shower like that.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing.
Okay, white women definitely don't shower all weekend long. All right, it's tough for them to jump in the shower. They'll let you fuck on them 5 and 6 rounds and won't take a shower. All right, so that's incredible right there. That's incredible. She said looking and smelling like this. Look at this effort right there. Look, titty bra off, and there's a husband and wife shirt right there. I wonder what the comments are. She wearing these right there. That peace sleeve just a humming. That peace sleeve is humming. Okay, god dang, bruh. Not a stitcher, not even no eyeliner or nothing. Ugh. Looking like a whole muskrat. And look at that face. Ain't no lip lock, no lip liner, no lip dick, nothing on there, bro. Ain't a stitch or anything. She didn't draw her eyebrows on, nothing. All right.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing.
It's nothing but muff huff under that. Muff huff under there, bro. And she's still going to let you roll over and hike that leg up. Oh, all right. The comment section here. This is what you need to expect in marriage and relationships. And she says right here, yikes, because I guess she's responding to the comments. Yikes, y'all haven't had a partner want you so badly, they'll bang your sweaty premenopausal ass on the way to the shower and it shows. Sad for you. So this is a response back because people were probably giving her the business in the conversation, in the comment section. And there it is. She claps back. Oh, I guess y'all never lived with a woman before. That'll bang your sweaty menopausal ass, bro.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag.
Now, when we talk about why men cheat and men go to the JUCO, well, why go to JUCO? You have a pretty wife at home. Well, she don't look pretty all the time. She over there right there stinking and muff huffing and boiling. And yeah, that's good for a weekend, but your entire life, that's how you're going to get sex. All right. It's not going to add up. You're going to want to have a woman dressed up and put, her makeup on your pillowcase. You're going to want something young and fresh, not all smelling like this. Eventually, yeah, you're just going to run. You're going to go to the JUCO. So even married, this is going to make sense. You're going to be like, nah, well, you have a wife at home. Nah, she wants to just give me premenopausal pussy on the way to the shower, right out of the damn water closet after she done dropped the dookie. She done dropped the deuce in the toilet. You done heard her drop a deuce. You ever see that? You be with a woman, all right, she at your house or your wife, and she run to the toilet and, you don't have no background noise going on. She don't run the water in the bathroom. Okay, you don't have no music going on. You're not in another room. You just sitting in there and it's just bloop, hitting the water. All right, bloop, right in the water. And now, it's natural, but the last thing you want to hear is a woman that you're about to penetrate in that area drop dookie. Okay, you're about to put your dick in your mouth down there, and she just down there in the toilet. Bloop. Don't let her have the diarrhea. Last thing you want to do is get aroused. Some of y'all nasty niggas are aroused by this nasty shit. Okay. All right. This is why you got to understand, man. You be like, man, go to the guest bathroom for that private shit. All right. I don't want to hear you smelling and taking the shit. Or you be like, all right, she just went to the bathroom and you walk in. All right. You walk in the bathroom after she didn't. All right. We about to fuck. And she didn't went in there and stunk up the bathroom. Oh, you like, oh, Lord. All right, yeah.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I smell like a bag of onions. Is any of this turning you off? Nothing?
Yeah, man. You like, damn, she then came right out, just dookied all in my toilet. Now I'm supposed to smash and eat and act like I'm liking it down there. All right, this is a disgrace. It's also a family show, but it's also the realities of the relationships that people don't cover. But it's going to be, all people are going to anticipate this. Like, you got to expect that this is your reality. It's a part of relationships. Okay, we have another guy right here, Sexless Marriages. He says, POV, you got into a committed relationship, but the unlimited sex they tell you about is a lie.
I'm going to tell all my boys out there that are living a single life, that's getting hoes and getting coochie whenever you want to. Once you get in a relationship, the coochie whenever you want to is not promised. It is not what you think. I swear to God, I just asked for head and coochie and got neither one. When I asked for head, she laughed and sat down. I asked for coochie and she sat looking like this. So I want y'all to know, man, just be careful before you lock in, bro. Because you're going to be looking like me on the couch like, I'll just get coochie next week. I think I'm going to tell all my boys out there that are living a single life, that's getting hoes and getting coochie whenever you want to. Once you get in a relationship, the coochie whenever you want to is not promised.
All right, so there you go right there. You would think this is common sense. You would think this is common sense, but it's not. This is why it's important for me as a man to tell you this stuff. And there's always going to be one woman that say, not me. We bang all the time, 5 times a day, 20 years in. Okay, that's an exception to the rule. That is not the norm. This is what's happening here is, let's just be honest, he's not making an effort. All right. So, but the sad part is he doesn't think he needs to make an effort because he feels like the effort was already made and he had the commitment. He's already moving her in and he's paying, he's supporting, he's taking her out on dates, he's paying with his money, energy, attention, and time. And he thinks he's going to get rewarded for sex. And I'm going to tell you, they're going to renege her. Okay. So they're going to renege. They don't see that as you paying down for sex. So you're wasting 20 and 30 days in a month and you might only get 3, 4, or 5 pieces of sex. This is certainly after the first year. Certainly after the first 2 years. So after the first 2 years, it's going to decline rapidly. And he's saying, I moved in with the idea that I'm going to have in-home cooch, but she now has pulled the rug from up under my feet, AKA the bait and switch, and I no longer have in-home cooch. And he wants to warn his friends that you're going to have to still work and pay for it. Whereas the other people, you still out in the street getting these hoes, you can get them and you'll probably get just as much sex with less, on your side. You don't have to commit and talk. You don't have to live with them and pay 50% of the rent. You're still going to get more, almost more. Okay, just as much. Especially if you're at the JUCO, you're going to get double, triple, quadruple that. And this is also indication of it's never free. It was free to get into, but it's not free to keep. Okay, lost leader sex. Let me pull this up. This one thing talks about everything that I try to prove to you, where you pay, all men pay. It was free sex until the relationship started, and now it's pay for play. Okay. There's a meme that actually I posted over on, I guess it's the Coach Greg Adams channel. I don't know where I posted it. Facebook. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it over on Facebook. Where the free sex is a loss leader. It's a Trojan horse into paid sex. Right? Into pay for play or getting less sex. Now you're getting less sex. Let me see that I posted over on Facebook. All right, I didn't. I don't know where the hell I posted it, to be honest with you. I posted it somewhere. See if I can go to threads because I want to show you the meme. I want to show you the meme. Oh, here it is. I found it over on my threads. And the reason why I can't find it over there, because normally, well, you got to join the money mindset. But here it is right here. This is why I tell you, sex is not free. You might think it's free, but you're going to also see this right here. Casual sex. This is the Trojan horse. For people who don't understand what they're trying to say is the Trojan horse. Go back and watch the movie Troy. But the casual sex is up front, but you don't see the relationship. The backdoor relationship is there inherently. And it says women pulling in the casual sex, but the payment sex is within. And me opening the door. Oh, I just get free sex. All right, cool. And every now and then you'll get freebies and you'll get to walk away. But sometimes you get into a relationship in which then, I didn't anticipate all this. Or you might have thought maybe the casual sex will continue within the relationship, and it doesn't. And you're like, damn, I thought I was going to get in-house coochie. No, you're not. You're going to pay for pussy, and you're going to pay to get less. So this kind of talks about what I talk about. And a lot of guys that don't understand this, I can clearly see they've never been in a relationship. They've never been in a relationship. Okay. So this guy here says this. Now, here's the funny thing about it right here. Check this comment out. This is all should be a warning to you. Relationship. This is a woman's comment. It's the top comment. Relationships don't promise you access to people's body whenever you please. Now, the reason why this is important is, but relationships do promise access to a man's wallet whenever she pleases. All men pay. And most men, free women cost the most. So there it is right there. You better wake up. I'm warning you, because once you get in it, you're trapped. Now, is it wrong for a man to believe that he moves a woman in and gets into a relationship and has, he commits to her and proposes to her? And is it wrong for him to believe he can get sex whenever he wants? The answer is no. It's not wrong for him to believe that. That's a common belief. That's why the man is in a relationship with her, for access. That's the only reason why he got into a relationship, not because he wanted a family and build a legacy and he wanted comfort and he wanted a friend, he didn't want to die alone. He got into that relationship most likely because she love bombed him or said, when you commit to me, you'll get my sex and body, aka I'm holding sex for marriage. And then he gets married and realizes he's still not getting sex as he thought he would get. Okay. He got married. Oh, I'm gonna get married and then I'm gonna get the sex I want. She's gonna say yes. And then he gets married and then she hits him with this. Well, just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean you get the access of my body whenever you want. Oh, really? That's a bait and switch. Most men, I'm gonna tell you, 90% of men don't think that that's gonna happen. That they would not even commit if they knew this up front. So this is what happens. If they knew this up front, he wouldn't commit. Ask a man, if you knew this up front, would you commit? Nope. Okay. And it proves that most men get into relationships and marriages for access. Soon as the access is cut off, then he start going, what's going on here? And she says, well, that doesn't promise. Just relationships don't promise you get the access whenever you please. Now, the women are going to say, what, you think we're supposed to fuck on command? Well, I wouldn't say on command, but not use it as a bargaining chip. Not to say, well, you can't just get access whenever you want. I would assume that he would want access as much as he can get, which would be reasonable amount of access. But to shut down access and not only this, he shuts down access to other women. This is why I say women can't handle monogamy responsibly. And they cannot handle monogamy responsibly. This comment proves that they are irresponsible with monogamy. Why would I give up all my hoes? Access to sex, the junior college, traveling, put you up, live with you, deal with your bullshit nonstop, waste my money, energy, attention, and time for you to hit me back with, you don't get to access whenever I want. Okay, well, when I'm at the junior college, I get access to pussy anytime I want. Anytime I want. When I'm single, I get access to pussy anytime I want. Anytime. When I'm in a relationship with you, I'm restricted access but I'm still paying just as much, if not more. And then when she gives sex to somebody else, I push that woman into his arms. So she gets to give men access to everything, including sex, to other men. Her boss, her coworker, her work cousin, or play cousin, the homie she went to school with, her male best friend or gay best friend, her gay male best friend, her Lily Licker Bull Dagger best friend. All right, the internet, Instagram, social media, they all get access whenever they motherfucking please. Me, on the other hand, wow. Why would I sign up for monogamy? Why would I sign up for monogamy if this is the result? And I'm just telling you, a lot of women believe that they can keep up with this, and they promise this, and then they don't deliver. This is a sad, sad reality. And I'm glad she commented this. And look at the ratio here. Look at the ratio. It's amazing that a lot of women believe that the guy's just supposed to wait until she's ready for sex. Okay. They're supposed to wait until she is ready for sex. And it's sad. What do you do with this? You have to find the free agent lifestyle. All right. That's what you have to do. All right, man, we got somebody that waited 20 minutes to come in here to talk like that. You got to wait 20 more minutes, sir. I'm glad you were here. All right, moving on. We have more sexist marriage information right here. We got another guy right here. Sexless marriage. Sexless marriage. What guy should we go through first? Okay, we got the woman here. We got a woman here. Her name is Natalie. Natalie's going to talk about this very issue. And this issue tends to plague men in relationships long term. All right, so here we go.
Someone asked me, what do you think it would sound like if someone was brutally honest about removing sex from their marriage just because they're disinterested? Well, I think you would hear shit like, hey, I know that sex and intimacy is a big deal for you, and that we've always used this as a way to stay connected, have children, bond, show love and affection. But I don't want it anymore. I don't want to maintain it. And I really cannot be bothered. It's not medical or anything. I just don't want to. I don't want to touch you anymore. And I don't want you to touch me. No more sex. But I don't want you to go outside and get it either. We're not opening the marriage because, well, then you'll meet somebody who's not going to give up on you. And you're going to want that. And you're going to see that I soft quit the marriage. And then you're going to want to leave. And then I'm going to lose all my comfort. And I'm okay with you losing your comfort, but I don't want to lose any of mine. So we're not going to have sex within the relationship, and you're definitely not going outside of the relationship, because then you're going to know that you deserve better. You at least deserve somebody who doesn't give up on you. So no, I'm actually just going to breadcrumb you along with false hope and then shame you with embarrassment into submission until you just stop talking about it. And by the time your mental health, deteriorates into depression and that, you're not going to want to do anything either.
Exactly.
And after more years, you'll have invested so much of your life and time and efforts. You're not going to go anywhere anyway. That's why I don't think you hear the honest answer as to why sex is being removed.
That's the honest answer. AKA, when women say men are controlling, it is in fact the woman that handles monogamy and uses it as control. Okay. And I've been saying, haven't I been telling you this for years, that this was what it was about? That is manipulation. It's the ultimate bait and switch. So where she keeps the power, she keeps the power and also keeps the, and now dudes will wonder, do they really care about us this much being miserable? Yeah, they're miserable people. They tend to be miserable people, especially when they age and they're depreciating. They tend to be miserable. Now, do they give a fuck that you're miserable? No, women don't leave you because you're miserable and they're miserable. They actually get joy out of it. They get joy out of it. And then when you divorce them, you get the blame. He left me and this and that. He cheated on me. You haven't had sex in 5 years. That still doesn't mean he gets to fuck other women. When I say they handle monogamy irresponsibly, this is it. Because 20 years ago, she wasn't saying this. 20 years ago now, she's saying this openly. And she's trying to inform men of what's going on here. She basically saying it's just a manipulation tactic of us controlling you. No big deal. And we're also cheating on you, and she sucks dick in the work closet. 100%. But she continues to get you to pay the bills and pay 50% or 70 or 80, 100% of the rent, all while you have to put up with her bullshit in mouth and so forth and so on. All right, sad reality, but this is a reality. This is a realistic picture going on here. White women are big violators of this. Trust me, they're the biggest and greatest violators of this particular thing. So watch out. They're very predatory with this. They do. Look at the look on her face, the condescending look on her face. What are you going to do? Leave? What are you going to do? Divorce me? You'll never see your kids again. Okay, you'll never. I'll get the house and I'll get you for every red cent that you're worth. I'll take you for every penny and you'll be homeless and never see your kids again. All right, that's the look on her face, the condescending look. And people think this is a game, but dudes, you'll just stay. You'll stay. You'll be like, damn. And then she'll start disrespecting you in your face, flirting with the waiter and flirting with this nigga and the personal trainer. She'll bring niggas in front of her face and play with you in front of your face. This is a real deal reality. And this is why white beta males be crashing the fuck out. Right? Shout out to this woman for saying this, because I've been trying to tell y'all for years that this is the case. And once you get into this is why I tried to talk to Andrew Wilson about. I said, what are you going to do about it? And what did he say? Well, Ecclesiastical will put pressure on her from the pulpit. I was like, bro, you guys are crazy. Social pressure. That was Andrew Wilson's response to that woman. Let me flash that woman back on the screen real quick. Do you think this woman's concern look at this woman, and y'all sided with that goofy ass nigga? Y'all literally was siding with him. Y'all called these solutions. Look at her face. Do you think she about to have social pressure? She got tattoos all over her. You think this married woman is going to have social pressure? Fuck you. And number two, do you want social pressure to make this woman fuck you? You think that that's going to be your solution? Do you want her to lay down with you after she says, the church socially pressured me and the pastor pulpit pressured me for sex? Do you want this 15 years in? Is that what you want? Is that how you want to get sex? Y'all sided with that goofy ass nigga. All right. I was like, man, this is the goofiest shit. Well, at least he's bringing solutions. That's the goofiest shit I ever heard, bro. Meanwhile, after she comes to give you sex, this is what she looks like. So after she finally gives it up to you ecclesiastically, this is what she looks like. She'll finally say, okay, if you want it, just come get it then. As she described, stinking and premenopausal pussy. She'll finally just lay down. All right, if you want it so bad, take it like this. All right.
I haven't showered in 3 days and I off. Nothing.
Is that what you want, gentlemen? That's what they're proposing to you. And that's what women are proposing to you when they say they want a committed relationship in which you are monogamous. And then they pull the rug. Relationships don't promise you access to people's body whenever you please. That's bait and switch. I don't know if you realize that that's a bait and switch to any woman agreeing with this. If any woman agrees with this, I don't mind if you agree with it, but you would have to tell men up front this so they can stop getting into relationships with you. So you can see why they want to get in relationships. But I can almost guarantee that no woman would tell you this up front. Not a single woman would tell you this when they're trying to get into a committed relationship. Not one. So when they tell you this, it's almost always in the comfort of the committed relationship. By the time they roll that shit out, which is a bait and switch. They would never gamble on that. They will tell you what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and what you're going to get, all that shit. All right, we got 2 more videos here. One more. We have a woman that says his wife hasn't given him sex in 5 years. And he wants to know what to do. And as you can see, we got an old simp. An old simp.
What can I do with my wife after 36 years to get her to fuck me? And I'm just gonna keep it real. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook for a second. I haven't fucked her in 5 years. I don't want a divorce. She don't want a divorce. I pay all the bills. I take great care of her. I put her in a brand new fucking car every fucking year. You're gonna ask Bambi and my son, but she won't give me no pussy.
I got a question, right? You're a boss, right?
Yes, big boss.
Big boss, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't you take that fucking boss behavior to your household? Like, you can't just be a boss in the work world and not let that come home. You pay all of the bills. You're a prisoner of comfortability. I don't want a divorce, but I want pussy. She won't give you pussy. Get her the fuck out of here.
Everything you name,
about the $3 million a year, about the cars, about her not working. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. Man to man, I'm gonna look you in your eyes. That make a woman pussy wet. That make a woman wanna fuck you. But I need you to understand something. Her sex drive ain't high. If it ain't high in 5 years, she's either got a condition or she's fucking somebody else. That's 5 years. At some point, she wanted sex. It's been 5 years. She wanted sex at least once. She got it. She just didn't get it from you.
Heart, Nothing But the Truth podcast. Shout out to them. That was nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. So he said, and again, men are stuck. Remember, I told you, for scarcity, men that lack scarcity and abundance, leverage and options, they're stuck. And this is a classic example of a man that's stuck. And he doesn't realize he's stuck because he doesn't have abundance. He has scarcity. He doesn't want to lose his wife. He's invested 36 years. All men pay. Time. Okay. Money. He talked about the money. She doesn't want a divorce. He doesn't. All right. He doesn't want to lose the money, energy, attention, and time that he put in there. He doesn't want to start all the way over. He knows he's going to lose money on a divorce. She doesn't want a divorce. Why? Because he's making $3 million a year, or he has $3 million, wherever that came up. I didn't hear it, but he also pays all the bills. I pay all the bills. That's what he prided himself on. Old men pride themselves on taking care of women that they get less from, and they have to still earn it. So I pay all the bills. She doesn't. No wonder she don't want a divorce. And she's bait and switched him on the monogamy. Okay, so anyone that is in a committed relationship and you're in a sexless condition, that's not monogamy anymore. All right, so she's violated the rules of monogamy just by restricting access. Then also they're telling him that she's cheating. And yes, she had a desire to have sex, just not with him, but he paid for it. So he's also paying for another man to access his wife, which is not what he intended. And he only wants sex from his wife, which is foolish. It's foolish. So I'm telling you, it's a sad reality that men get put in. And even when you get put in there, they didn't even give him anything that he can work with. How does he work with this? Oh, she's cheating on him. Okay, now what does he do? Divorce her? He doesn't want to do that. He's going to lose. Okay, what else does he have to do? Be a boss. Boss up on your wife. No, bro, go trick on some young bitches. Go trick on some young bitches. That's what you're going to have to do at 50, whatever he is. 35 years of marriage, you're going to have to trick on some young bitches. Sorry. There's no more game out here. You ain't got no time to be running no game. You ain't got no time. There's no bars and nightclubs that you need to hang out at. Fuck dating a woman your age from here on out. Go trick on some young bitches. All right, that's all you got left. I mean, that's not much you got left. Go take a flight internationally and go be an international lover and go. What do you want to do? Go to a bar and a lounge? You want to go to the Blue Martini for him to run game on 45-year-old bitches? No, that's not going to help him out. He's just going to get played like a fool, because he's not prepared for that game. He's been out of the game for 35 years. He definitely don't want to get into the buy you a drink, take you out on a date. He don't want to do that. That ain't going to help him fix his mouthpiece approaching 25-year-old women. That ain't going to help him either. That's going to get him finessed out here in 2025. Okay, so running game and having mouthpiece and going on dates and trying to, divorce his wife and get another better woman, fuck all that. He need to come over here to the Philippines. All right, that's what he need to do. Come over here. He need to go over there. He need to go get some JUCO out there. That's what he need to do. He need to go some young trim. Okay, over here, nigga. He got the money. He got the motherfucking money. All right.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Dudes out here wanting old niggas to be out here running the same game as them. Bro, I'm too old for this shit, bro. That's like when young niggas who want me to fight. Okay, coach, man, you need to fight. I ain't fighting no motherfucking body. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shoot you. All right, I'm not squaring up. You're not going to catch the fade. I don't want to catch I don't want you to catch the fair one. Why do these young losers want winners to do what your broke loser ass is doing? Okay, I'm not squaring up on nobody. I'm not fighting nobody. I'm not running game. I'm not cold approaching no disorderly chick. All right, I'm going to shoot this nigga and I'm going to pay this woman to pop pussy. I don't got time for nothing in the middle. I don't got time for no uncertainty. Maybe if I square up with him and I tussle with him, maybe I'll win. I don't have time for maybe. I have time for certainty. When I pull out the jammy, I'm going to shoot you with it. That's it. End of story. Right? Ain't no time for the bullshit. I ain't got time to see if I can sweep the leg. I'm just gonna shoot you. That's it. All right, niggas, I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't got time. I don't got time to stretch. I'm gonna just go ahead and go into my little shoulder purse and reach for the jammy. Or if I'm somewhere else and somewhere that ain't got jammies, I'm gonna go get my knife. You young niggas gotta understand, we old niggas. We old out here. We ain't got time to stretch and wrestle and tussle with you niggas and prove that we can fight and square up. That's how I got to 50. Same thing as you out here expecting us to be out here running game and going to bars and clubs and staying up to 2, 3 in the morning. My black ass be in bed at 9:30, nigga. 9:30. I ain't going to no bar nightclub. I ain't going to hang out to run no motherfucking game on no girl and cold approach 20 bitches. Are you crazy? All right, I got time for pussy to be dropped off and sent up out of my house and be gone so I can be and fall asleep at 9:30, nigga. Or reading the chapter of a book. So I can get up at 5:30 in the morning and be at the gym. Hanging out with you young niggas out here competing with you. Fuck out of here, nigga. What the fuck do you think? And by the way, if you're over 37, 38 years old, this is your game too, bro. You guys got to realize once you hit about 37, 38, you ain't got no time to do what these broke young niggas out here doing. All right. Don't feel bad for it. It's just your time in life. By 37, 38, you should have enough money in your pocket to get you what the fuck you want. That means you ain't got time to fight no young nigga in the street. You only got time to buy ammunition. That's what I got money and time to buy ammunition so I can shoot a nigga if he out here wanting to do what? Square up with his punk ass. Squaring up with no young nigga to prove myself. Yeah. I ain't running the fade. I'm about to straight shoot you with this. That's what we doing. We laying down body. So if you ever see me in public and you confront me and you think I'm about to fight with your ass and square up, I'm not. I'm just shooting you. Ain't no squabbles out here, nigga. Ain't no squabbles. I'm just going to go into my area where I got it. All right. I ain't going to tell you where I got it, but I got a couple. And if I'm, by the way, if I show it, it's going to be used. So if I pull it out, I'm going to pull the trigger. Right? All right. So if I got to that point where I feel like you ain't listening and I reach into my man bag, it's on. There's no squabbles at 50 years old. This is how I made it to 50. I'm going into the purse. I'm going into my merce. All right. And then if that one don't work and I run out of that one, all right, I'm going for the other one. All right. But niggas out here, man, y'all think I'm a young nigga for some reason. I'm an old ass man, bro. You need to be out here. You need to be out here doing what we doing. Why? All right. And not only that, check my net worth on the internet, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Have you seen niggas that's got my net worth fighting in the streets and running game? Have you honestly? Like, look on the internet what my net worth is. Have you seen niggas like that running game? Cold approaching strag bitches. Have you seen it? Like, I know you guys don't know and you might not know me and you might think you know me. Look up my net worth on the internet and ask me, I'm asking you, have you ever seen a person with my net worth doing any of that loser shit you're doing? No, you haven't. You have not. I can guarantee you haven't. Let's just say this. Have you seen a person with my net worth that isn't black doing what I'm doing what you're suggesting that I should be doing, fighting in the street and approaching bitches? You never seen a person non-black with my net worth doing it. He said rappers. Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you, rappers' net worth, podcasters are out earning rappers. But yeah, but the rappers aren't making as much money as you think, especially rappers from the 90s and the 2000s. Them dudes was all getting screwed on their record deals, as Daz. Daz Dillinger. Ask MC8. All right, they not getting a lot of money. They get $30,000 advance on the album. Okay, and they might get $40,000 after the fucking thing cleared sales. All right, anyway, it's pretty bad. Ask Spice One how much money they made on their classic albums. That's why they doing podcasts. That's why they all doing podcasts now. All right, somebody said I keep talking about the same thing over and over again. And nigga, here you are watching. I don't get it. Here you are motherfucking watching. You got to ask yourself, if I keep talking about the same thing over and over again and here you are watching, what the fuck does that say about you? Number one. Number two, it's important that I talk about the same goddamn thing because that's what I'm known about. What's wrong with these niggas, man? That's what I'm known for. What do you want to talk about? Sports? All right, let me talk about sports now. All right, let's talk about sports. By the way, did you see I just talked about boss up in the economy? You missed that part. Oh my God. Like there's people out here. What does it say about you? It's 7 o'clock your time and you've watched me enough to know I keep saying the same thing. What the fuck does that say about you? It says more about you than me because I'm supposed to do that. What are you supposed to do goofy ass nigga? What's wrong with people, man? I swear to God, people are idiots. That says too much more about you than it does me. I'm supposed to talk about this, you dumbass nigga. That's what made me famous, bitch. What the fuck? You want me to talk about some shit I ain't supposed to be talking about? Fuck dumbass nigga. I made my name talking about this shit, goofy ass nigga. Oh, let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about what? What the fuck? People are so stupid. What, you tuned in, thought I was going to say something different? You think I was going to talk about what? Piano lessons? Let's talk about piano lessons now. People are goddamn stupid out here in this world. So fucking stupid. Oh my God. Was that supposed to be a diss? That says something more about your goofy ass to continue to watch me, hoping I said something different. Talked about a completely different subject matter. What the fuck is going on with people? Oh my Lord. I swear we live in a culture of idiots. Anyway, idiotic idiots. And then blame me for the shit. How you blame me? How did I catch the bullet on that one? How did I get an attempt murder for you coming here for your dumb ass? Unbelievable.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Oh my Lord. The dumbest people out here. Man, look, I can't help you because you're an idiot.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Goodness gracious.
Shut up. Shut your bitch ass up.
All right. Oh, no way. Anyway.
I smell pussy.
Bitch niggas, man.
Look at this bitch ass nigga.
Let me do some super chats. Are you mad that I'm reading super chats now? What else are you going to criticize me for? You can tune out. You can click to another video. Shout out to our brother Dennis S. Says, Coach looking like Sega Genesis graphics. He says, I say, let them give you, let them give us reparations. So when it's all spent, they can tell us to shut the fuck up. He says, only a few will do the right thing. That's a fact. And I've said that. I said, if they give you the reparations, you no longer can bring up that you're a victim of slavery. All right. I mean, you no longer can bring that up, which is basically everybody's fucking card. That's your whole card through life, is to use the we were slave card and we was kings. Okay. As soon as you get the check, you can't use that. You're supposed to be able to level up out of that. You can't do it. The big boss man. There was an influx of black victim grifters complaining about whites. I guarantee that those victims live in a predominantly white suburban area. Oh my gosh. An influx of, yeah, that's crazy. The black victim grift is continuing. And by the way, it's always been a hustle, the race hustle. The race hustlers and the race hustle. Dr. Beto says, greetings from Houston. Have some boba tea on me and be safe. Strap up, wear them condoms. Omre Lobo says, hey, coach and the coach gang, what are some of the good bourbons and whiskeys that you recommend to mix with cola? Much respect. We don't give company recommendations here. All right, I'm a brand. I'm Hollywood CGA. I was featured on the Netflix documentary, the #1 Netflix documentary in the world. Indeed, So I'm a brand. So as a brand, I cannot just name brand names for you to recommend without getting my motherfucking money, my affiliation links, without my sponsorship. Okay, so I don't tell you brands. All right, the only brands that I tell you is, you know, inadvertently, I'm going to tell you about Porsche and Mercedes. But other than that, nah, man, I want my kickbacks. Shout out to our brother Jay Terrible says, Asian women giggling, laughing my ass off. He says that needs to be on a shirt or something. It does need to be on the shirt. Nothing gets my dick harder than Asian women giggling. Maybe I'll make that shirt and walk down the street. Shout out to our brother here. It is Joel says, Andrew Wilson and Myron are both jokes. Shout out to Myron Gaines. You know, he's been quite supportive, but I haven't been able to keep up with what's going on, but somebody sent me a clip of him sticking up still for Andrew Wilson. Myron, bro, come here, Matt, bro. Are y'all both feds or what? Like, this is getting ridiculous, nigga. It's getting ridiculous. The whole red pill in the manosphere is led by like simps at this particular point. Captain Save-A-Hose. Captain Save-A-Hose, bro. Like, y'all really gonna go down with the ship. Just absolutely crazy. Myron, this is what I'm gonna tell you, bro, and I'm saying this with all my heart. Get a girlfriend, nigga. Get a girlfriend. All right, get a girlfriend, an ugly bitch, a fat one that gives you a lot of pussy. That's what I'm gonna tell you, bro. I mean, stop, get off the internet for a minute and get you a girlfriend. Like, practice getting girlfriends, and that way, then, you know, you can wake the fuck up. All right, bro, because you going to sleep right now, bro. Like, this shit is getting weird. Shit is getting weird in the man space. All right. It's the bitch space. The manosphere is nothing but bitches at this particular point. A whole bunch of bitches. Yes, they is.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Trying to fix the world and shit. All right. And you know why that happened? And it happened because a lot of people start asking questions about how we can fix women. Well, if we fix feminism, okay, you're not fixing feminism. Feminism will die a slow, miserable death, but the damage is already done. All right. And by the way, I wrote the book on this, but I didn't write the book to fix feminism. I basically gave you an idea of what feminism is and how long ago it started and what the side effects were going to be of feminism, because there are going to be side effects to everything, positive and negatively, and what you're going to have to do to adjust to these side effects. All right. But dudes are out here trying to fix the whole broken system. Nothing repairs itself to the past. So whatever you're trying to fix it to, and you say, let's take it back to the 90s or the 50s, it never goes backwards. It never goes. What it'll do is go to the future, and let's just say it corrected to something similar to the past. It's going to be a future version of the past. And let me just tell you this. I know this as an old man. For instance, let me just tell you this. I'll tell you like this, and this will make sense when I say it. Have you been old enough to see fashion and music from the past come back to the present? A prime example of this is rappers sampling music. And another example of this is fashion from the past, like high-waist pants, bell bottoms, skinny jeans, hot pants, so forth and so on, right? We've seen versions of fashion come back from the past to the future. However, if you brought back a pair of pants from that actual time till today, it would look awkward. So let's say, for instance, bell bottoms. If I was old enough to see bell bottoms return, which we did, we seen a version of bell bottoms return. If I took a polyester pair of bell-bottom pants that I kept for 30 years and I brought those back, it would look awkward. They would be like, where'd you get them from? Nah, those aren't the new version of bell bottoms. That's the over. I can't bring back no polyester pants that I saved for 35 years smelling like mothballs in basement back and wear them and say, oh, these back in style? No, they're not back in style. The new versions are back in style. Okay, that's an example of that. Which means in effect, yeah, it came back, but it wasn't the same version of it. It was just the future version of it. You can't just bring the old ones back. So yeah, you're another example of this. Let's say there's a sample that somebody used in the 70s and 80s. Another rapper sampled it in the 90s, but then another rapper sampled it in 2020. Well, the people listening to the version of the rapper that sampled it in 2020 is going to think the sample came from 1990, but the sample came from 1970. Okay, we see this all the time, where then we, as the people who've seen all three versions of this particular record, will say, no, we try to educate them. No, that sample came from Bob James. That sample is not, that's not the original song. That sample is from this, right? This, right? This sample came back. This sample was the original sample from this was 1996, but you're listening to the 2020 version of it, but that's not the original version of it. The original version was Bob James. Yeah, Atomic Dog, George Clinton. Which means in effect, the 2020 people don't give a fuck about the 1970 sample, but you want to tell them about it. Hey, in the 1970s, George Clinton had this song. They don't give a motherfuck. They don't care about the 1970 version, the 1997 version, the James Bond. Oh, that's Mr. Payback. That's the Payback, James Brown. Nobody gives a fuck. You see what I'm saying? That's an example of what I'm telling you. Yeah, the past may come back, or you might get a version of the past. It ain't going to be the same past. It's going to be an updated version of the same past that includes our present and our previous experience and combined with the future. It's going to be a different version of it. And that's what men have to understand. You might work hard to bring the 1990s and the 1960s back in the 80s. It ain't going to be the same version. It's going to be an updated version of it. Right? That's all. And there's going to be positives and negatives related to that. You can't just bring the 80s back. Oh, we back. No, we're not. I can't pull a pair of, I can't go back and bring Steve Harvey suits that I had in 2004 with the 3 buttons. And then when 3 buttons come back, it's going to be a different version of the 3-button suit or the 4-button suit. It's not going to be baggier. It might be tighter. Right? Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Cars do it. Yeah, I can't bring back my old Carl Kanai, my Jabot jeans, and my cross colors. Oh, you bringing back cross colors? It's going to be a new pair of cross colors. Anyway, I'm trying to educate you guys so you guys can stop racking your brain. The past never comes back completely as the previous. And no government name says I've seen some men don't know when their woman smells musty, they can't smell it. Maybe they like the natural scent of must. It could be that they like musty. Or maybe they don't have experience with women. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But I know when a woman stink. I could tell when they got that bra must. You know what I mean? When the women got that bra must. And by the way, where's that guy that say I only talk about the same thing? Apparently, when I talk about this shit, y'all don't care. But I'm trying to tell you, have you ever heard me talk about bringing the past back? You never heard me talk about that. But yeah. Shout out to the women that got that natural funkified. So funkified. All women have a smell, you know, and this is what I don't like when women come over. I like y'all to get in that motherfucking shower. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, but you know what I mean? You've been sitting on that punani all day, boiling, just sitting in there, just sitting in that office chair, just sitting on that thing. And it's just percolating and oils and all kind of mucus and all kind of shit just marinating and shit. Pussy just marinating and just. All right. And then you want me to put my mouth on it and lick around it and just, you know what I mean? All that mucus and shit all combining together, conjoining together with piss and blood. All right. Hell no, bro. You need to jump in the shower and wipe that thing down, pat it dry. All right. Come in here so I can re-lubricate that motherfucker. All right. Sweat, piss, blood, mucus, all combined, just sitting in there with must. All right. I'm supposed to just lick on that. Nah, man, I'm supposed to just stick smelling like bra underarm must. Yo, it's just crazy, man. Look, ladies, take care of your punanis out here with douche and toilet water and yeast, you know, because they be tinkling in the toilet and the shit be splashing up on between their legs. All right, yo, hey, chill. Ladies, I'll teach you how to groom your shit up. Then they come in like a porcupine and they sit in the car, they jump into the car, walking around in Target, sitting in their office chair, just, and I'm supposed to what?
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right, anyway, yo, it is what it is. Ladies, I'm going to teach you how to take care of your shit. Come in the house and then, you know, give me a kiss, jump in the shower. You know, it don't got to be a long shower. Just give yourself 2 minutes to rinse your shit off. All right. Because that peace leaf been out there percolating all day. And I'm supposed to just jump in bed and act like I don't smell that, especially when I'm giving you back shots. I can really smell it. I got to put my shirt over my nose. All right. This is crazy. Anyway, shout out to y'all brothers here. Let me see here. Man, my JUCO is going crazy. Man, the Lings get attached, boy. They like the... Oh, my Lordy Jesus. All right, this is a family show, but it's a PG-14 version of a family show. All right, let's do the main event because I got to get out of here. I literally got 32 minutes. All right, but let's do the main event. Is this the main event? I guess I got to do it here. This is kind of the main event. Check this out. Can men and women be friends? Look, they leaving on the percolating punani. Can men and women be friends? Look what your girl done did to me. All right, let's play this because I said I will play it. So let's play it. This man proves that men and women cannot be friends platonically. Here we go.
That's impossible for men and women to be friends without them, you know, with one of them catching them feelings in your worldview. It's wrong.
So you got male friends, right? Mm-hmm. Can you get your phone out?
My friend's over there.
I want you to call one of your male friends right now, live vote.
LV, do you have a question that you would like her to ask this male friend when she calls?
Just talk cash, innit? Like, we've been friends for a while and that, considering it's a long time friend you're calling, yes?
We've been friends for 9 years. Yo, Kat, how are ya?
I'm good, so how are you?
I'm good, man. You chilling?
I'm chilling.
So what? I'm good, man. So what? You can talk for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, in the week, because obviously it's summer holiday and that, do you want to go on a date?
Do I want to go on a date?
Yeah.
Like what kind of a date?
Like a date?
You wanna eat food?
No, not eat food. Like go on a date.
Go on a date?
Yeah.
Like a romantic?
Yeah, type beat.
Is it? Do you like me in a romantic way?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Is that a yes or a no?
It's a yes.
Okay, fine.
Oh, I told you. Oh my goodness, I told you, bruv. That's easy. And the thing is, let's look at the women's reaction now. Pay attention to the women's reaction because they know this, but they're using the guy. Okay. they're using the guy. They know that and what'll happen is they'll go out with the guy, they'll hang out, he'll pay for dinners and lunches and brunches and movies and hangouts and sometimes trips and vacations. So they're using the guy knowing that he has romantic interest. And then they try to act like, well, they're just friends and he knows that. Nah, bruh. And then all of a sudden, it took a phone call to realize this. He knows he going ham and crazy. He going Donkey Kong out here.
I told you, and that's why I say to my girl, allow it.
All right. So he says to his girl, no male friends. All right. Because all males do stick around with women that they do have intentions to fuck. They'll stick around for a decade. But the women know this, so they play both sides of the fence.
And then my man, they're gonna pull out the hood.
Oh my goodness. Humanity.
What are you talking about? Don't get me in there.
And there's an example right there. All right. Look, everybody knew this. Everybody knew this. The girls knew it. And they just don't want to admit to this because they get to use the guy. And so he's having a red pill rage fit. And it's not a red pill rage fit, but he basically got them to admit to something he always knew. Now, the women knew it. They've been playing this game for a long time. This is why when a woman says they can be platonic and have male friends, there's a benefit that she's getting from him emotionally, okay? Emotionally, spiritually, sometimes physically, comfort. He listens, and he probably pays for stuff. So that's why they want to keep those friendships. And also it's a safety net. She can fall back down to him if you break up with her.
Don't let me run the show today.
But to come here and
so shout out to him looking like an overweight Clayton Noir. Clayton Noir, do you know this guy? All right, shout out to him right there. And also they keep gay friends around for this type of thing. But we said it's the main event. So let's talk about Cassie, all right? As I went feral for talking about Cassie, not only did I go feral for talking about Cassie, they wrote an article about me talking about Cassie, how black men are blaming Cassie for being in the situation she's in. Now, it wasn't just black men, it was everybody, all right? But of course, the black men didn't fall for the political bullshit, so we got skewered for this. Not only that, I appeared on the 50 Cent documentary about Diddy for that exact same reason. All right, I appeared on there for a short clip saying Cassie's showing no accountability. Well, you guys know what happened in the case. I don't have to do the case, but we do have to tell you that there is a man. His name is Clayton Howard. We talked about this at the time. He said he's suing not Diddy, but Cassie, even though Diddy was also part of the case. He's saying right here in this video that Cassie is a cum dumpster. Diddy and Cassie, it says Cassie lied to him and he's a victim. This is Clayton Howard. All right, Clayton Howard's made his rounds on Vlad TV and Art of Dialogue. We can't show you the Vlad TV interview, but we are showing you the Art of Dialogue interview. Why is this important? Because apparently, allegedly, Cassie is being sued by Clayton Howard, who's representing himself, but she's dodging service. Oh, no. This is an interesting twist that the mass media is not going to talk about. And look at how they labeled him, male prostitute. Well, that's what Diddy got imprisoned for, sex trafficking of male prostitutes. But why is the media using male prostitute, not victim? Because he literally is a victim according to the law. But it says Cassie AWOL, male prostitute, gets judge's approval to serve freak-off lawsuit by alternative means. For those people that don't know the legalities of this, is basically when a person files a lawsuit against you, a divorce, which is a lawsuit, despite the fact that Andrew Wilson ecclesiastically said it wasn't. When they file suit against you, they are required to serve you the lawsuit. Now, depending on your jurisdiction and municipalities, a sheriff may have to serve you, or a process service can serve you. You cannot serve the person independently. So if I'm suing you, I cannot serve you independently. I can't serve you. I can have a relative serve you, or somebody acting as a private investigator or a process server serve you, or a sheriff may serve you. Okay. But if they cannot find you, or they can prove a case that you're dodging service, which Shaquille O'Neal was accused of dodging service in a particular case. I think it was a case related to some cryptocurrency situation. We know that there was a case of that guy who played on Saved by the Bell, allegedly was dodging service, Mario Lopez, and they had to serve him on camera with TMZ there, and they had to get him to the fence and sneak him to the fence and serve him, put it in his hand. So if what happens is they have a certain amount of time to serve you the lawsuit, or else the case will be dismissed because they can't serve you. Well, if a judge feels that you are dodging service, right, you're intentionally not answering the door, they can serve you by alternative means. And an example of alternative means is that the lawyer can serve you, or they can serve you through a newspaper ad, or they can mail you something, and that can serve as service. If you can confirm a mailing address and they mail it to you, that can confirm service. They can serve you in a TV commercial, whatever it is. So dodging service, I'm not going to tell you to not do it, but I'm going to tell you at some particular point, if you do it and they're hell-bent, if the judge is hell-bent on hearing this case, they can serve you by alternative means, and you might not know what those means are. So it could be a newspaper ad and published in the newspaper in your jurisdiction, and you don't read the newspaper, but the judge has granted alternative means to be served, and you have been served. And especially if they know that there's a case, like Cassie knows that this man is suing him. She should know because he's very vocal about this lawsuit. So the judge is going to say, well, she probably knows there's a lawsuit and she's dodging service. We're going to do alternative means. And therefore, once this service is had, she must appear in the case. And if she doesn't appear in the case, there could be a default judgment. Oh, see, that really gets messed up. And I'm not telling you 100% the legalities of this. I'm just telling you what I know. So if they assume that this service or by alternative needs is sufficient, well, when the court case or the date to appear happens and you don't show up, well, default judgment. Okay, default judgment. So then, boom, now you're going to fucking lose, and it's harder to reverse a default judgment. You don't want that. There's a guy that actually had that situation happen. The game tried to do that. It wasn't necessarily around the service, but it was around the fact that he missed the hearing and default judgment was had. And the game has been suffering ever since, right? He's having to use other people who use their name on his real estate. He had a $7 million lawsuit against him where he did not show up to the hearing or the trial. And he said he had a dentist appointment and he thought he contacted the judge and he got an excuse and he didn't. So you don't want a default judgment. You do not want a default judgment. But let me read this article because this is related to the popular Diddy case that's being spoken about. And apparently I'm talking about the same thing over and over again and you hate it. Okay. It's not beneficial to you, apparently. But it says right here, Cassie Ventura faces a new legal setback after a judge ruled that she was evading service in the Clayton Howard freak-off lawsuit. According to this, it says Cassie Ventura is now officially considered unreachable by the federal court after a judge ruled that she had been evading service in the freak-off lawsuit by Clayton Howard, clearing the way for him to serve her through alternative means. The judge name is Ann Huang. Hold on for a second. Judge, no disrespect, but I gotta play the sound bet. I gotta play it. All right, Judge Ann Huang.
What kind of fuck you give me?
Issued the order granting Howard's request after months of failed attempts to physically locate and directly notify Cassie about the civil claims tied to her allegations being trafficked for freak-offs with her and Diddy. The ruling came after Howard demonstrated what the courts called reasonable diligence, detailing 9 failed service attempts at 3 addresses in New York, Connecticut, as well as outreach to her lawyer, Douglas Wigdor of Wigdor LLP, which responded by declined to attempt service. Okay, another bit of legal stuff here. If you have a lawyer, you're going to get served. Okay, so if you dodge service, but you hire an attorney, more than likely your attorney is going to accept service. So this is one of the negative aspects of having a lawyer, right? Especially in cases like child support. You don't want to get served by child support. Well, if you have a lawyer, they are required to serve your representative, who your lawyer is representing you. You've paid them to represent you. And as a result, if they serve your lawyer, the lawyer is going to accept. But in this case, it sounds like the lawyer declined service, which is reasonable diligence. You went through the right channels and even contacted her lawyer of record and tried to serve. Now, let's just say Cassie changed attorneys and the lawyer on record has not been updated. Well, I don't know if the lawyer can decline services at that point. I don't know. Now, the other part of this is that there are some areas that will say you can only attempt service 3 times on one address. Okay, so there are restrictions on how many times they can attempt service. They can't just keep trying and trying and trying and getting you at one location. That would be harassment at that point. So in many cases, not in all, you can only attempt service up to 3 times. Now, once they attempt service the second time, the third time is very hard for them, and it's a gamble because they lose the case if they attempt 3 times and they can't find you on the third attempt. So they'll really go in and they'll really go into some desperate attempts to serve you on the third time, or they'll just outright go to the judge after time number 2 and see if they can serve through alternative means. But they only get 3 attempts. Now, this is not in all areas, in all cases. It just depends on where you are. They only get 3 attempts. And in this case, it sounds like they attempted 3 times at each address. Now, I don't know if that's legal, but there it is. And then the third time, so attempted 3 times at addresses of her known residence, and then reached out to her lawyer who declined the service. The order noted that investigators use databases, DM searches, property searches, field visits, and skip tracing, yet still failed to confirm a current viable address for Cassie. And it says, with no physical location confirmed, the judge agreed that alternative service was the only practical option and authorized Howard to send summons, complaints, and orders by email to the attorney, Wigdam, and another attorney, Meredith Firetog, with instructions to forward the documents to Cassie, more than likely. This legal win adds new momentum to Howard's lawsuit, which has gained national attention after the appearance in Sean Combs' The Reckoning, the Netflix documentary that I appeared in briefly, that helped ignite a wave of lawsuits. Well, that wasn't the one I appeared in. In public scrutiny of Diddy's alleged abuse, Howard is one of the most talked about figures in the film, laying out graphic accounts of years working as a sex worker who participated in so-called freak-offs. His allegations include claims that Diddy and Cassie not only orchestrated the sessions, but imposed disturbing rituals. He said Cassie used to collect his nut in a cup and describe how the couple liked to see her play with it and drink it, a detail that became one of the most viral moments of the documentary. He also accuses Cassie of active participation in the events, not a victim. Cassie's not a victim, and claimed she coordinated and coached and encouraged the acts that says left him traumatized for years. He then alleges, and this is not in the article, he also alleges that they were drugged. Cassie and Diddy drugged him. He alleged that. He also alleges that Cassie became pregnant with this child. So that wasn't mentioned in this article, but I know about this. These allegations form the core of his civil complaint, which Cassie has not answered because she has not been yet served. I tried to explain this to Andrew Wilson, but ecclesiastically, he said no. And you agree with this punk ass. But you must respond to all suits, including a divorce, or you lose. With this ruling, Howard can finally push the case forward, eliminating the procedural delay that has stalled the process since August of 2025. Cassie must now face Clayton's freak-off lawsuit head-on after a judge ruled that she can be served by alternative means. Unfortunately, this is an L for Cassie. This is an L for Cassie. So eventually, you guys know she came up with $20 to $30 million from Diddy and the Intercontinental Hotel. That's $10 million from the Intercontinental Hotel, $20 million from Diddy. But if she has to face a lawsuit, she has to pay lawyers' fees. She also has to possibly be exposed to scrutiny related to details of the case. She might have to appear at trial and testify. She might have to expose other details about the case that we don't know about, and also face a penalty if she loses the lawsuit, which in that case, she might settle the lawsuit. This is why people settle, because I'm not about to, go through this issue of explaining the details of this case again. So now she might have to cut that check. Sad part is there's multiple of these men. Remember, Diddy got sentenced for sex trafficking, multiple men. So if she cuts the check to one man, right? If she cuts the check to one man, she got to cut the check to everybody else. So not only Clayton Howard, what about the other men? The other men are going to get in line and say, where's my money too? So this is going to be a very, very interesting case now that it's going to be able to proceed, legal jargon, all right, proceed, and how does Cassie handle it? Remember, Diddy, Michael Jackson, paid off people. And then he said that was his worst mistake by paying off people. Diddy immediately buckled and paid off Cassie. That was a big mistake because that opened him up to additional lawsuits. If Cassie settles the lawsuit, that opens her up to additional lawsuits. And that $30 million is going to get whittled down very relatively quickly. All right, if she settles. But if she fights, she's going to have to expose other new details about this case. She's going to have to answer a question. What did y'all do with his semen in the cup? What did y'all do here? What did y'all do there? Were you really a victim? Were you? So you can see, I think people have been saying that she was greedy in going after Diddy after the fact, after she already got the money. She was actually a pivotal person in the case to throw Diddy in jail, constantly writing letters to the attorneys and the judges to keep Diddy in jail. Now turnabout's fair play. Now she's going to get the same treatment in this case, or she's going to have to settle. She's going to have to settle. If he goes to trial, she's going to look very bad. Now, just to give Clayton Howard his just due, I'm going to play a little bit of his case here, and then we'll go to the super chats. This is what he says about Cassie.
I do. I 100% feel like she should have been held more culpable than she was. I'm not saying she should go to prison. And I'm kind of being biased saying she shouldn't go to prison because she got 3 kids, because Diddy got 7 kids. You understand what I'm saying? So to use the children as an excuse why she shouldn't go to prison kind of makes me feel like I'm being unfair to him, because he has children to raise too. If he was going to go to prison, she should have went to prison too. The woman slept with 30-something men. Come on, 30-something men is not an accident.
You read the letter that she wrote to the judge?
I heard parts of her letter, to tell you the truth, and people was like, oh, you should read her letter. But reading her letter and hearing the parts, I'm saying, excuse me, because I didn't read it, but hearing the parts I heard about her still having nightmares, and all of this, and all of the little few things I say, because I can't even say all of this, that's an expression. I heard a few things, like she said she was having nightmares, and the trauma that was impacted on her life, she's going to feel it for years. But the truth of the matter is she made the decision to undergo that trauma. I wasn't aware of the true nature of the situation. Daniel Phillip, he wasn't aware of what was really going on. Jules Theodore, he didn't know about me or Daniel Phillip. The Punisher didn't know about me, Daniel Phillip, or Jules Theodore. But you know who knew about everybody in that situation? Cassie. Because Cassie was letting all of us run up in her. Some of us run up in her raw, lying to us, making us think that she was only sleeping with us and she was actually taking care of herself. When the truth is, she was just a cum dumpster. And I don't want to be rude and mean by saying that. But any woman who would just randomly let strange men she's attracted to orgasm inside of her is a cum dumpster.
Okay, I mean that could include a lot of women. That could include a lot of women. Now, when I went on to the when I was on my clip was on the podcast on the Netflix documentary saying Cassie's not showing accountability, it was related to this, right? And people were saying she's a victim. Well, even the person participating in it says she's not a victim. Even the jurors were saying, nah, she wasn't a victim. And you know, the common response is to look at Cassie as a victim. But if you look at what he's saying, an active participant, that was like, nah, man, she wasn't. And she should be held responsible for it, especially when she was the one going on the attack. Okay, so she was the one going on the attack to look like the victim. But as you can see, the tide is turning, the pendulum's swinging, shifting. And he's like, no, because she did X, Y, and Z. She should be the one paying. She shouldn't just be walking off with the money and to be able to live quietly while we're out here suffering. Remember, Diddy's in jail for not trafficking Cassie. He's not in jail. Let me just say this again. And I wish I was on camera so they can clip this shit. Diddy is not in jail for domestically violating Cassie. Diddy is also not in jail for sex trafficking Cassie. Diddy's in jail for sex trafficking Clayton Howard and the other 30 men. If that's the case, how Cassie not in jail? How is Cassie not paying? If that's the case. He's not in jail for beating her up at the elevator. He's in jail for trafficking Clayton Howard. So if that's the case, why Cassie not in jail when she was the one picking out the workers and getting dug in raw? Okay, here we go.
That's what she was. And she was lying to myself and dozens of other men while she was a cum dumpster for Diddy, and she could have possibly put my life in danger. So I totally think she should be criminally liable.
And you feel like you're a victim. Explain to the people why you feel that way.
Absolutely. And people, I read the comments. I read some of your comments too. People were attacking me. Oh, he's not a victim. How can he be a victim? He took the money. And the counter argument I have to that is that Cassie took money too. Cassie was going on $500,000 shopping sprees, flying all over the world. I got a couple of $1,000 and flown to Miami. Considering the fact that I was there for days, they would lie to me and tell me I was coming for 24 hours, and they would basically keep me by keeping my phone and my clothes for days, not allowing me to leave. And then finding out that she slept with all of these men after having contracting chlamydia all of those years ago, I totally feel like I'm a victim, because I would have never had unprotected sex with this girl if I realized that she was sleeping with half of the Lakers unprotected. I wouldn't have did that. I'm not that type of guy. I had a girlfriend who will definitely testify to the fact that she never contracted an STD from me. I was always clean. So I feel that by what Cassie did, by continually lying to me for at least 5 years, making me think that she was in, I wouldn't say a committed relationship, because she and I weren't in a relationship, but I had a particular solo use that she was mindful of, respectful of, and singularly chose me. I think she victimized me by lying to me like that.
I'm gonna tell you, man, look, if this is the case, a lot of women going to jail. A lot of women go to jail if that's the case, because women have been historically the ones doing this type of activity, but never have had to be prosecuted for these activities. It's only when men do these against women, they are prosecuted. Like if a man lies in order to get into a woman's pants, the woman says, I was a victim of him lying to get into my pants. Well, he's basically just reverse unoing women. And people aren't going for it. They're like, man, get over it. You just hurt and bitter. Whereas when women make these complaints, oh, he lied. He said he was a doctor and he fucked me and he really wasn't a doctor, right? He made it up. He Tinder swindled me. He took me on a date and didn't pay, right? He dined and dashed. He got sex from me, and he said I was the only one in his world, and I thought it was in a relationship. I thought it was real. Okay. And basically he's like, nah, all right, if this is the case, then what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay, so if Cassie's not a victim, if she was a perpetrator, well, then she need to pay too. Interesting twist here, but of course this is going to be a part of a federal case, and Cassie has to now answer to these accusations. And I'm pretty sure that there's some damages, financial damages related to this.
And she certainly did, obviously, because the prosecution has finally admitted to the fact that I am a victim of this, even though they won't credit her with the fact that she victimized me. Diddy might have paid for this, but Diddy never physically did anything to me. Cassie physically did anything to me. So,
all right, so the passing of diseases. How about early termination of pregnancy without his knowledge? All right, interesting, man.
Cassie, I would say Cassie is my victimizer. Diddy just enabled her to victimize me by providing resources and money, if that makes sense.
So Cassie was hands-on. She was the one setting up the freak-offs.
Bro, this would have never worked if Cassie wasn't complicit. Cassie had to be in the mood to do this. And a lot of people don't talk about this. And, not to jump all over the place, but this is out there is for the male escorts who do see me and watch that were involved in this. You're wrong if you don't speak up and tell the truth about what happened in those rooms with Cassie. Because Cassie was never afraid in those rooms. Diddy was always conscious of Cassie's energy in the room. He would constantly ask her, babe, are you okay? He was a protector. Like, yeah, he would get violent and angry at times, but that violence and anger would be more jealousy towards us as men with his women while he wasn't around. If you listen,
look at what's going on with this guy right here. Why so much content on black people's relationships? What are people, niggas? What are y'all talking about? You see this comment right here? Is this for me? Wow. Look at these people, man. Like, I wonder what y'all do when y'all type this. Wow. That is unbelievable. Like, is really, is this what you're on right here? Like, wow. That is crazy. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. You weren't watching.
Look at this bitch ass nigga.
Wow. You weren't watching when I do the white people content. Like, damn, people really are weird. People really are weird. So when I put white people on the thumbnail, I'm putting too many white people on the thumbnail. I'm talking about too many white people. But now that I'm talking about this, which is the most popular subject matter on the internet right now. People are internet weirdos. Anyway, I don't even know how y'all come to these conclusions.
Listen to some of the stories like Daniel Phillip talking about how he threw the bottle at her. He threw the bottle because Cassie didn't come when he called her. Now, Cassie was in the room with Daniel Phillip. He might have been drunk and high and thought Cassie was messing around with Daniel Phillip because Cassie used to do that when he left the room, mess around with guys. So the domestic violence wasn't honestly because she didn't want to have sex. The domestic violence was because he's incredibly, I want to say, egotistical, and he was jealous. It's a crazy situation, man. Like, I can't personally say that I'm happy with his prison sentence because I don't even feel like I was part of his prison sentence, even though, again, he's in prison for sex trafficking me. I haven't heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office. I want to say since May 2nd, a week before the trial. I was supposed to go in for witness prep, but they found out about the book I wrote about Cassie, Victim of Co-Conspirator. It's available on Amazon. They found out about the book I wrote about Cassie, and now suddenly I became a problem because if I come on the stand, the defense table is going to have things to ask me. They're going to totally expose Cassie to be a liar. So seeking to get to in the domestic violence was the strongest, I want to say, avenue to use, that was going to get them their conviction. So they violated my victim rights, denied me the opportunity to confront my offender, which was Cassie and Diddy, and let Cassie go up there and lie through her teeth. Like this was a crazy situation. This goes to show you how truly evil and dirty the U.S. Attorney's Office can be.
All right, so yeah, he's saying he was victimized by the U.S. Attorney's Office. So there it is, right there. That makes sense in his particular predicament, right there. He thought Cassie was the one who was the biggest violator to him, and he also thought they were in a what do you call it right here? A victim. He thought they were in a relationship, right? He thought that they were the only ones sleeping together, which is absolutely insane. But that's what he thought. I can't say that. Somebody said he's cashing in. I mean, how many people have cashed in, man? How many people have cashed in on these type of relationships? So I would say he's doing so. But what was he supposed to do? Sit back and watch? I'm going to tell you, man, the other people in this case are watching him, and whatever moves he makes, they're going to follow suit. They're going to follow suit. But if this is the case, then I think a lot of guys would have egregious claims against women in this case, in any case. Because then it turns the table on women who say, well, we need to believe all women, and women can be victims, and what predatory things men do. This is a turn the table event. And we also know this lawsuit is going to be heard. This lawsuit is going to be heard. So anybody that thinks that this lawsuit is a farce, it's false, because the judge has already said Cassie should be served in this case. To me, the judge could have dismissed this case. I might be wrong on procedure here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an internet lawyer. I may be wrong on procedure, but if you file a case against somebody, I might be wrong on that one. You might have to wait for a response and then get a dismissal. But I might be wrong. I would assume that if a lawyer sees a case, they could dismiss it prior to even the person responding to the case. But I might be wrong on that one. If you're a lawyer, let us know. If the lead attorney's watching us, let her know. Maybe the judge has to wait for a response and then get a dismissal. All right, I'm not sure. But if that's the case, let's just say the judge could have dismissed it and didn't. That means this case is about to be heard. And we're going to have that Asian Ling deciding what that Filipino Ling is going to have to pay up to that black man. In my jurisdiction, Cassie has to file a no case submission, then it would be dismissed. Okay, how hard then if you were attempting? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Pro Max is in the building. So she has to file a no case submission. But she's attempted to, well, there was attempted service and she's avoided service. Could she file a no case submission after attempting to be served? All right, that's an interesting one. I don't know. Maybe you know about that because she's avoiding service in the case. Now she's going to get served, or now she's being served, and all of a sudden she'll go in, well, there's no case here. And then maybe they'll dismiss the case. It could be the case. Maybe they have to pay off the lawyer. I'm not sure. It could be interesting there. She will file a no case. And she might be. Shout out to the lawyers in here that are going crazy. Maybe you're watching on the replay. You're like, I want to respond. Too late. We have Hustle Every Day says, what's the house prices out there? It depends. All right. For the people who want to come out here, and this is my opinion about people who want to relocate to these areas. First of all, have a lot of money. Do not come out here with your Social Security check and your military pension thinking you fixing to make it out here. Because what people are not telling you out here, and I oftentimes will tell you the truth, some of the areas that these people are living in are shitty areas. They're not going to show you this. They're just going to tell you what you can get out here. But some of these people are living in shitty areas. Now, the area that the house that they live in, is nice. They might live in a secure high rise, but they can't walk around the corner without getting stabbed. All right. I'm just letting you know. It's pretty bad. And I know this because I've traveled to some of these areas where these people live. And yeah, you're going to need secure high rise and you're going to live around that, but it ain't like it's going to be nice around where you live. But if you want it to be nice around where you live, you're going to have to pay for it. So I was approached by several people to invest in some condos here, and they were $600,000. All right, but they were very, very nice. Okay, so that's the high end, and they were small. We're talking about cracker box, small, but they were well protected in nice areas. There, you can walk blocks and blocks and blocks before you see the bullshit. That is the well, I won't tell you where the areas are here, but that's that's the story, because these guys are coming over here with not a lot of money. But your dollar does stretch here, man. I'm going to tell you, your dollar stretches. Your dollar stretches over here. And the other thing about it is I had a Pina over here this morning, and she was saying that, you know, she's dated a couple of foreigners. And she said that when you do things here, other than at the grocery store or, you know, a set up mall where the prices are already established, and people well know this, is that when you go to get a service here, they're going to give you the foreigner's price. And she said, yeah, bro, like they do that bad. And she actually confronts these people, cab drivers, taxi, any service. You're getting the foreigner's price. And she'll say, that's not the real price. And then they'll have a conversation in Tagalog, basically where they're arguing. And she's like, yeah, but you're with a foreigner. Okay. But now this is common. This commonly happens everywhere, but it's rarely addressed and people rarely admit to this. But yeah, you're going to have a foreigner price. Same thing with the women you're sleeping with in Colombia. The Colombian men can pay $18, but you're going to pay $180. Okay. Whatever it is for the same pussy. And it happens in America as well. So same woman, you know, you got, well, this guy got it for free. Well, she's going to make you pay $500. Do you want it or not? You want it or not? It's a reality. So this happens here. It's going to happen here. Although your dollar is going to stretch, they do see you as a foreigner, even though you live here. And for services, they're going to charge you more. There's nothing you can do about it. The only thing you can do about it is bring a Filipino with you. So wherever you go, bring a Pina, and then let your Pina duke it out with them in Tagalog. But same thing in Colombia, Mexico. It doesn't matter where you are. Middle East, Egypt, all right, Morocco. This is a principle. South Africa, Africa. It's what it is. They got the locals price and the foreigners price. When you come over here with your foreign money, they see you as wealthy and rich. They don't see you as a hardworking man who stacked his resources and chips and deserve the low prices. But if you can get you a Pina to be around you, or a Colombiana, mamacita, señorita, if you can bring somebody around there that will stick up for you, then you're going to be good. All right, you're going to be good. It's still good, ass nigga. Shout out to JC, says Diddy's in jail because of that Meek Mill's audio. Shout out to all the cream chasers scrambling and scraping for shit. Shout out to our brother Ronan, says, I wish I would unsee Desmond Tutu talking on the Michael Obama podcast about her sexcapades. All right, goodness. All right, imagine somebody clapping them cheeks. But hey, here's the deal. All women are fuckable. All right, this is what men have to understand. Every single woman can get dicked. Now, that doesn't mean they all want to get dicked randomly. But one thing we have to understand, all women can get dicked. I'm talking about all women. There's about 50 guys that will penetrate the worst woman on earth right now. Okay? The absolute worst woman on earth. You can bring up the worst woman on earth right now, and 50 niggas will line up to dick her. So when dudes say, you would still hit, coach, I would still hit, that don't mean a damn thing. I've been saying that for a long time. That means nothing. And here's another thing. You will have a guy who's a high status guy that will dick one of the worst women on planet Earth. The last worst woman on planet Earth, a high value man will dick. Leslie said, as long as nobody's looking, facts. As long as nobody sees it, they're going to give her dick. All right. So it don't matter. It don't matter at all what the woman looks like. Meaning that Desmond Tutu woman, And she was looking clean. She wasn't looking raggedy. She was just old with her hair pushed back. There's a nigga that will dick her down, pulling her hair back. I mean, give her good dick. Strokes. Strokes. You know, we've all dicked down some women we didn't want nobody to see. All right. I hope nobody sees this. That's why they even have you do the walk of shame. All right. They have you do the walk of shame, which is, you know, women inherently know to embarrass you because they know that you dicking them down in privacy. So what they'll do is they'll have you walk them outside, walk them to the car, walk them to the cab, walk them to the lobby of the hotel, right? They know this. So in essence, you're not paying, but they'll make you pay in some form of humiliation. Can you walk me to the car? Can you call a cab? Can you walk me outside? All right. Can you walk me here to that? They'll have you do the walk of shame with the bitch. All right. Walk her down the street, walk her back to the dorm, walk her in the dark, walk her to the taxi cab, the damn Uber. That's the walk of shame. That's how they make you pay. So dudes will be like, I didn't have to pay, but they're going to make you be seen. They're going to make you be caught by your neighbors and shit. Okay. They're going to make you be caught by your homeboys. Can you walk me back down? But you know, all your homeboys standing downstairs and you like, shit. Oh, damn. Okay. You can't just let her motherfucking just leave. Nah. She like, nah, walk of shame, nigga. Go ahead and let everybody see that you was dicking me down. Can you take me out? Like, you'll dick down a woman for 6 weeks. What does she say? Let's go do something. Let's go to the carnival. They'll even say, I'll pay for some new tickets to go to this show. And you're like, shit. And you want to keep smashing this motherfucking slump buster. And she want to go to the show. And she paid the tickets. And you're like, fuck. Now you know if you turn her down, she ain't going to want to bring that pussy no more. That you've been nutting in raw. On the sneak. So that's how she makes you pay, through humiliation. You're going to be seen with me, nigga. All right. Walk of shame. So you're going to have to turn down the put. Nah, that's all right. That's good. So anyway, and she'll pay for it. And dudes will be like, well, she paid, so I had to show. Y'all ain't turning down a free show. You ain't turning down free movie tickets and shit because y'all can't turn down shit, apparently. All right. Y'all think when a woman gives you something, she likes you. All right. What if she's ugly and she gives you something and she buys you something and she pays? Does she like you then? Does it matter then? No, it doesn't, apparently. Goof ass niggas, man. I could punch holes in all of your goofy ass arguments and shit. Anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for being here. I'm out of here, man. I'm going to hopefully fix my internet. I guess I'm not going to be back here tomorrow morning. You're the morning, my evening, but maybe we'll give it another try so we don't get faceless CGA. All right. We out of here. Thanks, y'all. Peace.
And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.